Hey, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast, presented by DJ City. Big shout to DJ City. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. I got DJ Never here.
Yo, what up?
We got DJ D Miles.
What's good, what's good?
We have Jamie the Great.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to hook up this interview for a minute. We got my man Spydat.E.K in the building. What's good, man?
What's good,
Yo,
man?
what up? What up, everybody?
What up, man? So you're from Vegas, man.
No, I'm not from Vegas.
You're not, but you live out here, right?
Yeah, I live in Vegas.
How long you been out here?
2 years.
Okay.
2 years?
Yeah.
So where are you originally from?
I'm originally born and raised in L.A., Compton.
In L.A.,
Yeah.
Compton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
But
I got that totally wrong then.
Not too many people know that, I think.
nah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think you're from
Is
somewhere
it-
else.
Nah, okay, so I was living in Denver for about like 9 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I really just started getting out there and doing a lot of my production and DJ stuff once I was in Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, when I was in LA, not
When did you move to, what part of Compton you from? The good part? Or?
Is there a good part?
Your Rosecrans or what?
Atlantic and Rosecrans.
Where's that? How was that? You guys from LA?
Pretty hood, bro.
Oh, you asking me? I thought you knew streets, man.
Nah, I don't.
He knows the East Coast streets.
I'm from New York, man. I don't know Compton.
I know Rosecrans in Atlantic. It's
Yeah.
not, it's, I mean,
Nah,
I know
it's-
what it's like now, but
I mean, it's better now, but when I grew up there, it wasn't so good.
How was
Yeah.
that then?
I mean, it was cool.
It was cool.
I mean, probably to the average person, it probably wouldn't be, but that was what I was used to. The
Yeah.
things I've
Yeah.
seen,
Yeah.
Helicopters and all that stuff
ghetto
around, shining
bird.
lights in the house.
Yeah.
and all
Right,
that.
right,
I thought that shit was normal.
right.
no, it is normal for us though. Growing up
Yeah.
in Inglewood, like I tell people all the time, like when I moved here, everything's so quiet at night. I was used to police sirens and
Yeah.
helicopters, so even at
Yeah.
nights when it's quiet, I would get nervous.
Was it like that every night?
Yeah.
Almost every night.
Like gunshots,
I mean, like
ambulance.
you've seen the movie Colors, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Was it like that?
similar.
Oh,
Very
wow,
similar.
man.
It's some wild shit, man.
So now when it's like
Shit.
dead silence, I almost get like a little weary.
You're not used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it took me a while.
I got used to it living in Colorado. You
Yeah.
know, like it's quiet over there.
How long were you in Colorado? When did you move to Colorado?
Like the end of 2009.
End of 2009.
Yeah,
So, shit, you were there like
like 9 years.
Yeah.
yeah,
a long time.
yeah.
What made you go there from Compton?
So I
That's
was
not like where people from Compton
Yeah,
go.
no, that's not. That's not.
It's
it.
not like everyone's like, yo, you got to go to Denver, Colorado. You got to go to Colorado.
okay. So I was working a 9-to-5 job because
What was you doing?
I was working for Dish Network.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had a job working for this producer that this guy was basically my mentor. He goes by J.R. Hudson. He produced for like Amory, Jill Scott, Brian McKnight, like all these
Heavy
cats.
R&B
Yeah,
producer, huh?
heavy R&B.
And
So
y'all linked up in L.A.?
yeah, linked it up in LA, and like he was teaching me a bunch of things, and he got me this deal to make music for television. So I did a bunch of like underscoring stuff for like MTV and BET. Well, basically Viacom.
Viacom, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And they
You
just
did-
got bought out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
By
recently.
CBS.
Yeah.
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 What do you call it? Viacom's not doing too well, right?
I don't think so, man.
What year was this when you started making shit for them?
This was probably like 2006, 2007, 2008.
So what were you making, like beats for
Just, like,
Pimp
it-
My Ride or some shit?
Yeah, so it was literally just like hip hop beats, like 1 minute 30, and I would have to make like 150 to 200 of original compositions of those.
How long would you have? What would the deadline would be?
Like a month or two.
A month or two?
Yeah.
To make 150 beats?
Yep. And if they didn't like one, you have to replace them.
Wow.
Was your
Wait a second. Wait.
So
What year was this?
This was like 2006.
2006.
2006, 2007.
You were banging out like what 10 a day?
Yeah, I had to. Like,
yo.
yeah, it was me and a couple homies. We had a studio in Burbank. Pause.
I was banging like 10 a day.
So yeah, couple me and the homies we had a studio in Burbank.
Yeah.
And it got so bad to where I would like sleep in the studio to get that stuff done. And yeah, I mean, it was I basically got a raw deal. That was like my intro to the whole
Who introed that? How'd you get that?
through the R&B producer. So like he was like, "Yo, man, this is a good way to
I
make
bet
some
it-
money."
But it's BET, right?
No.
Or was it like
it was
it was
MTV.
like
Okay,
other
so
stations?
it was
I mean,
through-
other channels.
So it was through Viacom, and it went to MTV, BET, and then
VH1?
eventually VH1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
because like at the time, VH1 really wasn't into that stuff at first. Then they started dipping more into it because I was around what
What was
Like
the
when Love and Hip Hop.
Flavor of Love.
No,
I remember Flavor of Love.
Flavor
Yeah,
New York,
Yeah.
Love. I Love New York.
yeah, all those shows. Yeah, so
So you was doing like the generic beats to those
The reality shows.
reality
yeah,
shows.
yeah, like
what was the reality show on BET that had the campus, the college?
I was
kids?
trying to think that Baldwin
Hills.
Hills. There we go.
Yeah, yeah,
Baldwin,
was
no,
it?
but there was one where they were in college.
They were in the black colleges, right?
Yeah, what was that?
I forgot the name of that. That was
You made
I
the
know
beats
it's
for
a-
that shit, man. What are you talking about? You made those beats, bro.
I
no,
remember that.
you know what? Specifically, I made the beat for. Remember that show Hell Date?
Yeah.
Yeah.
remember
Okay. So like when
Wait,
when-
what was that about?
It was like they had the actors where they would bring it would be like the guy was like a complete asshole or the girl was like real crazy or
And
some
if you
shit.
survive the date,
It was like
you
Yeah.
a
got something at
set
the
up on
end.
a blind date.
Okay.
Yeah, blind date type shit, and
Yeah.
then the little person would come out with the devil costume or whatever.
I used
It
to
was-
like that show.
It was wild.
Like the
But
first
yeah,
couple of episodes, but
It was
after a
like-
while, it was just like
It was
ah,
like
this is-
Punk, but on a date.
Yeah, so the theme that would play when the dude would come out, that was my beat. That
So
would
how
play.
many of those shows did you record because your beat was on it?
I didn't record. I didn't, honestly,
You
honestly,
didn't
man.
like it.
Well, I never really.
You
really
had to
watched
been
TV.
proud though when your beat was playing and that shit and the devil,
Yeah.
little man devil came out. No,
Now I gotta go
I mean,
search
it
it
was
up on YouTube.
it was dope. I'll
Yeah.
say that it was dope, but the business behind that, it made me not even really care about
Yeah.
any of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was real green at the time, so I didn't really have a real good business.
how old
sense.
were you at that time?
Like 21.
21.
Yeah.
So how much production? When did you start producing?
Probably like senior year of high school.
So you were like 3 years into production, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Making beats. And
Yeah.
how do you produce? Mostly keyboard,
Through Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops.
Yeah, using just
software,
mini-
right?
Do you
Yeah.
still use Fruity Loops?
Yeah. To this day.
Do you
I
fuck
try
with-
Ableton. I don't like it.
What don't you like about Ableton?
I mean, it's the learning curve. Like I can go on FL and make some shit in like 10 minutes. I'm good. You know,
and there's just too much procedures in Ableton. You think?
it's too different. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. It's
I'm
different
I'm not.
language.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it. Like I know people that can do the same thing I do in
Right.
10 minutes on that shit. But for me,
Yeah.
it's just.
But why do we hear motherfuckers knocking Fruity Loops?
You know what? I honestly
Did
think it
Mustard fuck
started.
that up?
No.
Nah, it started with like the
Soulja
boom
Boy.
bap motherfuckers. You know, like the whole we use NPCs over here, like type shit.
I
Like,
thought it got a bad rap because Soulja Boy they cranked that off of Fruity Loops
yeah,
demo.
but even before that, we had what do we have? We had Ninth Wonder, man. Like Ninth
Oh,
Wonder was
shit.
making beats on Fruity Loops, like
I didn't know
before
that.
Soulja Boy. So
Yeah.
it was just weird because it was a bunch of cats like, oh, this is how you make some shit.
Yeah.
And I started out on NPC, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like
Which MPC 2000?
I had NPC 2000 XL.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it because the process for chopping samples or stacking drums,
Mm-hmm.
it just took too long for me. I just want to go in there and boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I remember a lot of
guys.
guys saying that it got a bad rap because it was the stigma. That's what hip hop producers use. Was Fruity Loops. Like that was like the thing for quote unquote hip hop producers.
Well, okay, so there's a bunch of producers that were making it bad because they were using a bunch of the stock preset bullshit sounds and everything and making it sound all robotic. It didn't have any swing on it. So,
Yeah.
you know, like I know how to get in there and like put some swing on it and everything. I know a bunch of cats that use it and do the same thing.
People used to shit on Swiss Beats because he did that.
They
He did that with
yeah.
the MPC.
They said he was
Yeah.
using the Casio. Or
Yeah,
some
I'm about to
shit.
say
yeah,
that.
the
Yeah.
Casio.
Yeah.
He was using like he was sampling like the Casio
Like
the
pre-
samba,
yeah, yeah.
like the samba like beats, and he was like
Yeah, man.
and he was like using those for like Rough Rider like
Yeah.
like hits and shit. Yo.
Jigga, my nigga.
Yeah,
Yo.
that one,
Dun,
and I think even the Eve joint.
Yeah, he did all the Eve debut album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that album was hard.
They were shitting
No,
on
that-
him for that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered what was the deal with Fruity Loops because I edit a lot of video. I do like a lot of video shit, but
Yeah.
I move really fast on iMovie. And
Yeah.
they're like, "Why are you using iMovie? You should use Premiere or Final Cut Pro." And I know how limiting iMovie is, but I could just go through footage and cut and edit footage really quick.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it just takes
None of that shit
so much longer. Yeah.
None of that shit really matters, man. If you know how to use that shit, just use it, man.
Yeah.
Like if you know how to freak it, like I got iMovie on my phone. I use that shit. I can knock out something like in like 10 minutes on it, and I'm good.
Yeah.
So like it's not even about what you use, how you use it.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a bunch of people I know that make some whack shit in a large ass studio.
Right.
You know, and I know cats that make the banging ass beats with a fucked up ass laptop. So,
But don't you think? I was always wondering this because when Never and I grew up, and indeed probably in your age too, like our era was like really people cared about sound.
Yeah.
Like there was THX, there was Dolby.
Yeah.
Like you went out, you bought the amp, you bought the speakers, you
Yeah.
bought like you did all of this shit. Like people really cared about sound.
that shit don't apply to beats though.
But don't you think like when you're doing shit on your laptop or when you're doing it all on like on these like whatever on your phone,
Yeah.
and then you kind of like when it comes to mastering or like really hearing the beats and everything, do you think it's like
It's all different, man.
it's like not really, you don't really understand how to really make a beat knock, or no?
Well, you can make your beats knock with anything that you use. Like there's a Dr. Dre's, and then you take the early Havoc sound or like the early RZA sounds and shit. People still play that shit to today.
Yeah.
And that shit's still grimy, dusty sounding and everything. You don't need THX sound for that shit.
Yeah.
That shit's still not.
But
Sometimes it sounds really bad.
But
though.
Yeah.
I mean, some of that shit aged
so
badly.
when you master down like because you're known for production,
Yeah.
right? So like what do you call it? And we'll get into a lot of your beats and all of that stuff. But when you're doing production, I feel like if I did a beat, I would have to listen to it on my phone first, because it would you know what I mean?
Well, nowadays you have to like listen through your phone because a lot of people are on the run, people on the go, so they're listening to music on the phone, and that shit doesn't translate well.
Yeah.
You got to go back and tweak it now. It's a lot different now.
So you got to like turn up mids, make sure there's more mids and stuff.
So there's like a mastering software where who told me? I think it was A-Track who told me about this plugin or whatever, and you can what is it, man? I'm trying to think. Yeah, it goes through different modes to where
you're trying to think of the plugin name.
I'm trying to think of the name, but basically what it does, it goes through like the decibel levels of like a laptop or the phone or anything like that. So it goes through all these different changes to see what the levels are on it.
And it makes sure like you're hitting the right frequencies and stuff like that.
Right. So it translates well. And that shit's dope. I mean, I don't use it. He just told me about that shit probably like a few months ago. And apparently like it's a thing that people use, but for me, I'll keep exporting this shit. I'll play it off my phone, I'll play it off the Bluetooth speaker, play it off in my car and shit.
Yeah.
That shit is
until
so annoying nowadays, man. I
Yeah.
swear to God, like it's so fucking annoying, man.
I mean, with this podcast, I put it up on Dropbox, and then I go play it in the Bluetooth speaker, and then I go in the car, and just to make sure the levels are.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
that's the way I always did it. So to me, it's just a part of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's been beats that you've made and it doesn't translate through the phone. So you're like, I'm gonna tweak this. I'm gonna turn these mids up.
Nah, like if anybody like makes beats in this room or anything, like if you make a beat, it's like you got like version 1, and that's like, oh man, this shit's trash. By the time you figure it out, you may be probably on version 5 or version 12 or some shit.
Yeah.
To really figure that shit out.
Right.
So I mean, it's always a process.
So do you already know what frequencies you got to hit and everything on the beats? And
Honestly,
shit?
I produce through my headphones.
Wow.
Yeah, like I'll play everything out through the speakers and everything, but I really use just my headphones,
And
pair of Sony NDRs.
And then through the headphones, it does translate through the clubs, or is it always different when you hit the club too?
I mean the levels are pretty straight with that shit, just because the headphones I use has a flat sound. So like beats, I try to use beats to make tracks, man. That shit's whack. Like
The Sony MDRs are like the OG, studio headphones,
OG
right?
studio headphones.
Those are the best fucking headphones.
Yeah.
When I was making beats like heavy, those were the most like true to sound shits like you can hear.
To this day, that's what I use.
Yeah.
Period.
I think when I started DJing, I went to about 3 or 4 pair of those things.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's
I
what-
You
probably
can't
missed
DJ. You can't. I can't
you
DJ
can't
on
use
those,
them
man.
shits, no.
I just
Because the output isn't that high.
Nah.
Like you'll blow them shits out when you're DJing, like in a club,
Yep.
and they're fucking fragile as fuck.
Yeah.
Like the arms on the headphones, they'll break.
Yeah,
they'll
they'll break
snap.
like
You
easy.
talking about
Yeah.
the joints with the blue and the red?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the OGs. I was still wondering. You know, I'm glad to hear you say that those are still the best.
Yeah, they are. I mean, for me, that's what they work. Just for me, if I'm going for a flat sound, so every system that I play out on, my shit's gonna play out. I don't hear. It doesn't sound muddy. The sound isn't. You know, it's a true balance sound.
Yeah.
So
everything you was using Beats, and you was like, this shit is like.
Man, I think I use Beats for like a day, man.
Well, they're really bass heavy, right?
Real bass heavy and muddy. Like,
yeah.
Like they're basically what are those? What are those
Wait,
studio monitors? The Rockets, Rockets joints.
Yeah.
It's like those.
We don't have a Beat sponsorship on.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
And I think we just lost it too. But
If we had it, yeah.
If it was in the works, it might have been deaded.
Yeah, Jimmy Iovine pulled the plug.
I mean,
on that one.
but they look good, right? You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
they look stylish.
Marketing is amazing.
It's hype.
Like if I had to walk into a locker room, I would definitely put those on.
It's all hype.
Like I would walk into the nightclub wearing those, but I'd use other.
Around your
Going
neck.
Sony's.
Yeah. Like this guy's a true DJ with the Beats by Dre.
No, y'all gotta stop shitting on Beats by Dre.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
I had a pair I used to travel with, and that was it. And then I tried to make beats with them, and that was done. I never used them for studio shit.
Were you just confused? Like, why the fuck does this sound like?
I thought something was wrong with them. Like I thought maybe I bought a bad pair.
It's really bad.
It
yo.
sounds bad, right?
It does sound
That's
bad.
really
yo.
bad.
Nah,
It's real though. I mean, that's real.
like, you know, when you're making beats, you at least want a balanced sound, so the hi hat isn't like in your face when you play it back or somewhere, anything like that. So
Wow.
you know, the Sony joints. Shout out Sony.
Shout out to Sony.
Yeah.
They're
Sponsor
like,
me.
They're like $90 too. They're so good and affordable
and
they
way
look great.
cheaper than Beats, right?
Yeah.
They're $90.
Yeah, like man, I probably bought 6 pairs. Like I had people steal them, like
Damn.
a few times and shit.
Yeah,
And I've lost a pair.
Yeah.
I broke a pair.
What headphones do you use for your DJ?
I used to use the Beats earplugs.
Oh, you're an earplug motherfucker?
Yeah.
Like, you use earplugs, really?
In there.
Well, yeah, cause you know, this shit. I'm trying to mix quick, man. You know, and I gotta put them on my head and everything, man.
I
Like
always
it's too much of a process.
I always keep one ear on all the time.
I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I move.
I move.
I move, man. This over here.
You have
nah.
plugins for real?
What?
You have the plugins,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you have the wireless plugins when you DJ.
Not the wireless joints.
Oh, okay.
Nah, like
I don't know how I feel if someone had the wireless joint.
That would be a little weird.
I would feel like there would be some kind of delay. or
Yeah,
something.
there's a delay from the
Yeah.
Bluetooth. Yeah.
Yo, I didn't even think of that. That's crazy. Right? Like I've been mixing like shit all night. That's funny, man. Yo, so I wanted to go back to like you making beats for MTV.
Okay.
Because I'm actually very fascinated. If you don't mind me asking, how much do they pay you for 150 beats?
Let me see.
This is 2006.
Yeah, this is 2006. So that was in more of the ballpark of maybe like 10, 15K.
So okay. So
Yeah.
you made like $100 a beat, like 150, right?
Give or take. And then out of that, because I fucked up on that deal since I was brand new to the whole business, and I got maybe
No publishing.
no royalties off
No
that.
royalties.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So
no
the trick, I heard the trick is to get royalties, right?
Yeah, the trick is because you know they have reruns that they play, like, you know, with all the streaming shit
Yeah.
now too.
Hell
So
Date is still playing right now.
is it?
I don't know, bro.
I'm telling
Probably
you.
like on
Yeah,
MTV too.
you probably
Yeah.
You know,
late
like
at night.
it's so weird, man. I was, we were talking to my brother. Remember,
Yeah.
my brother is like he deals with a lot of film and like Hollywood shit.
Yeah.
And he's always telling me, before you get into a room for a meeting dealing with anything in Hollywood, get a Hollywood attorney.
Yep.
And get a Hollywood accountant.
Yep.
And if you can't have an agent, at least do some research on the agents you should work with.
Yeah.
And had you had talked to an attorney,
Yeah,
they could have just gone through a contract.
Yeah, and just combed through that
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
and just, you know, really got my money's
But
worth.
you feel the same way though. If you're gonna
Yeah.
deal with anything in Hollywood,
You have to. You have to.
You got to.
Because
Yeah.
everybody's trying to hustle you.
Yeah.
You know, so you just got to hustle them better. Mm-hmm. And that's all it's about.
Yeah.
Like nothing else matters when it comes to this business.
Even now, more than so than ever,
Oh,
with
yeah,
streaming.
yeah.
'Cause, you got all the
Yeah.
streaming platforms through the apps that they have. MTV
Yeah.
has an app. They
Yeah,
can,
and you know what? Yeah, I would actually even think about it now. If you do beats for a show, there's actually going to be more revenue, right?
Yeah.
Because there's more streaming and people
Yeah.
can watch it
Yeah.
as many times as they want.
yeah, on their own
Yeah,
time.
I work with a company now.
Yeah.
And it's literally less than half of the work that I had to do a long time ago. And like they do.
Wait, explain that though. What's half of the work?
Maybe I'll make an album's worth of tracks. And if it fits whatever platform, TV, commercials, movies, then that's it.
So they're selling it for you.
Yeah.
An album's worth is what? How many tracks?
Is maybe
20?
20?
7 to 12 tracks or maybe.
Okay.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, nobody got 20 track album. Wait, who?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's not a popular thing.
QC Volume 2 was 36 tracks.
Excuse me, 20 track albums are dropping
Chris
all,
Brown just had 40.
all of 2018 and this year, man.
Chris Brown doesn't count, man. That dude be
Migos,
Migos,
Culture
QC.
2, Young
Yeah.
Thug. Who else? There was a ton of motherfuckers that dropped shit.
Yeah.
not that much doubt. No, it's not that common.
That was in the last 2
Nah,
weeks.
it is recently. It's been
It's
Maybe recently.
It's become like the label's way of securing
Yeah.
number one placement, right?
Yeah,
for
like
more songs
the-
for larger artists, maybe.
so
for
like
more
the
high-
bigger artists, they have to release a certain amount of tracks. So if they do put like 20 on there, it's because they're trying to get points from the label to like make money back or some shit
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like a lot of that stuff has nothing to do with because they want to put a bunch of shit on
No,
there.
yeah.
'Cause they're either trying to get out a deal or they're trying to make their money back.
make their money back, and I think it's to hit just
Yep.
like if I had 12 tracks versus 20,
Yeah,
I'm just 8 more listens per
right.
album like
Right.
stream, right? So I mean it's all a numbers game with that.
Yeah.
So then this service that they're kind of like agents, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a company, so they have contacts and everything already in place.
So you just send them beats,
Yeah.
and they shop it out.
Yep.
That's great.
So you just
Yeah.
brokering deals for you.
So you
Yeah.
still do that shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Honestly, I just got that a few months ago.
Wow. Okay, you just got that deal.
I've been looking for it for a minute because I wanted to get back into that just to have something else to do other than just the DJ and the production stuff.
Because I was thinking maybe you was doing that still for the past like 13 years, still doing TV shit.
I wanted to do it, but the way that like all that shit, man, that I was doing back then, I don't have the time to do that, man.
Definitely, yeah.
Like that's too time consuming for me.
But don't you think that made you kind of a better producer?
Yeah. Sharper?
Honestly, it really did.
Yeah.
I'll tell anybody that shit. It makes you a real better producer. Like you can think on the spot. You can think of melodies quick. You can just lay something down like
Right.
in like 2 minutes.
And I want to talk about 2 things about production and stuff like that. But what you're talking about, whenever I hear like the TV beats,
Yeah.
I'll be watching like a reality. I don't really watch reality shows, but when I do, and I hear like one of the beats come on,
Yeah.
I feel like if it'll sound like something that was out, but they just kind of rearrange the notes a little bit.
You know what? That's funny because
So wait. So my thinking was, if you ever lost inspiration, you could just literally listen to like a game album,
Yeah.
and just redo all the beats, but in different instruments and different shit. You know
I
what
feel
I
like
mean?
they use a lot of Dr. Dre beats and rework it.
Oh yeah, ton.
Yeah, that was big.
Nothing but a J thing. I've heard it 40,000 times different ways.
So I just remember hearing like Family Affair, and then they would just change the
Yeah,
notes.
they would
like,
change the notes
dun,
around.
dun. Instead of it was like dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun. It would be like dun 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 dun. It would like change a little something of it.
I've literally heard maybe 5 different variations of that fucking song
Yeah.
since it came out,
Yeah.
just because of commercials and TV and shit.
They just changed the little
Yeah.
notes of it.
No,
But did you kind of do that when you were like, "Fuck, man, I'm
No.
at 80 beats and I gotta
No,
let me take this
knockout.
game 50 Cent what is that?
This is how we do.
This is how we do it. Just change the notes a little bit.
I wouldn't take like the song idea, but I would take maybe this was around, 2007.
See, I
like
would
the
do
West
that
Coast,
shit, though.
the West Coast sound stuff was like really really big.
Yeah.
So like with like the piano notes and shit like that. So I would take inspiration from that stuff, and it wouldn't be a reference to any track, but it would just be like that overall style because that's what this company was looking for.
Yeah.
Like now they'll just tell you, yo, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. Can you make this?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay. But for me, I would, I don't know, the kind of DJ producer I am, I would feel dirty making a song that like flat out rips.
Yeah.
some popular shit.
Even if you know your name's not on it and it went to a reality show,
I would know.
You would,
really?
It's just for me. I would know.
I don't know if
And
I
it
would
would bother
admire
you.
It would bother me. Like
Yeah.
it really bothers me. I got to listen back to this rip off shit that I made. Like,
really.
yeah.
What was that?
but I feel like Crooked. If you were doing that, you would feel the probably same way.
Yes, you would.
You
Fuck
wouldn't
yeah,
want
you
to
would.
hear something else that you produced that
You-
kind of rips
Well, here's the
somebody.
question.
No,
Here's
let
the
me
question.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you wear fake shoes?
If I was broke and younger, yeah, like why not? Or I would, if I was trolling, like just to fuck with, like if I knew Jamie spent $1,500 trying to find a shoe, I might buy the fake one and come in and walk up and just be like, yo, the fake ones actually look better than the real ones, man.
I wouldn't get upset.
I wouldn't fuck with it like that.
I wouldn't get tired, but yeah, I see what he's saying.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't rock some fake shoes, like essentially.
I think it's a little different when you're making 150 beats. I think if there's like 10 of them or 12 of them that maybe were or like different variations of something that existed.
Yeah, but if you're as talented as you try to put yourself out there to get this kind of work, then you always can make another one.
I agree with you, but if there's like a deadline and I'm just like,
I'm just picky like that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
That's
weird
good
like
though,
that, man.
Yeah,
like I'm a little bit of a perfectionist and shit.
I mean, don't look at me like I'm a thief and I'm okay with stealing shit. But I'm just saying, like in that situation, I would totally understand.
Yeah.
So like you say they would turn beats back to you like, yo, redo this. What
they would
would
be
the
like,
reasons?
no, I don't like this one.
Really?
Sometimes they
cut and
wouldn't.
dry.
Sometimes they wouldn't give a description. Other times they would tell you, "Oh, can you do this?" and that to it.
So when the 150 beats, I'm sorry we're still on this. I'm just so fascinated by this.
Yeah.
If they get 150 beats, are they like, we need like 30 up tempo, 50 this or that?
No, they wouldn't tell you exactly what it is. They're just like, "Yo, can you make 150?" Like they know what you can do, so they just leave you to it.
Yeah.
And if they like them, then they don't fuck with you. If they don't like this one or that one, they'll pick them out.
And you never felt like you gave them a banger, like, damn man, I shouldn't have
Hell
given
yeah.
that beat. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Like you would have rather gave it to an artist.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But like at that time, my contacts weren't even straight. So
Right.
even if I had a hot beat, it wouldn't have done shit.
So when
Yeah.
did you learn? So how long were you doing that shit, making beats for TV shows? And then when did you learn that, like, oh shit, I should be getting royalties?
Right after that deal, because they were like, "Oh yeah, this is how much you're gonna get for it." I'm like, "Yo, okay." Like that's like the
Yeah, when you're 21 and someone says 15K, you're like, damn, that's
Yeah.
good.
yeah. And then plus I was thinking that I was gonna get royalties off that shit.
Yeah.
Like it was automatic.
Yeah, but I didn't read the contract.
So
At
you
least
just signed to
thoroughly.
him.
Yeah.
Thoroughly, I didn't.
So you
read
didn't
it.
read the full contract. You just signed it.
I read it, but it didn't make sense to me. It was
like
like
a-
21. That shit don't
Speaking
make
a whole
sense
nother
to
language
bro.
to you, reading
Yeah.
that, like legal jargon, right?
Well, yeah, because they'll say this and then they'll say it again, but in a different way, and then they changed a lot of shit up in the terminology.
Hence the reason for
Yeah.
an entertainment lawyer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of loopholes
Yeah.
they take.
And then there's like different things. Like you have an entertainment lawyer, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So like, do they take 5% or do you pay them hourly?
It just depends on the deal.
So
That's
in
all.
Hollywood, they have this thing where entertainment lawyers, they offer you, they either do one or the other, or they offer you
It
both,
just
right?
honestly, it just depends on who you work with. Like if you
Okay.
have somebody that vibes with you, then they'll work a deal with you differently than they'll work with the next cat.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, because my brother was warning me. He's like, some of them want 5% of everything you make.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Then so yeah, that's
Which
a
is
lot.
not bad. 5% is not too bad.
That's a lot actually. Because
once you add it up, it equals a lot.
yeah, because if you're making $500,000 a year, 5% of that, as opposed to like paying them hourly, and their hourly rates might be $500 to like $1,200 an hour. But if you break it down, if they're only doing like 20 hours
Of work.
20
Yeah.
hours of work a
And they're
year,
getting that 5%. Yeah.
yeah, compared to the 5%, it's just like
Yeah.
it's another thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. So when did you know that I got to get an entertainment lawyer?
Right after that shit.
Did you have to talk to someone and they kind of schooled you, like, yo, like you should probably look into
Well, how
this?
like
or-
dude, were you like did you take that shit personally? Like, yo, like, what the fuck?
I took it a little personally at the time, but over time, man, I just learned it's just like
It's a good lesson to learn when you're that young,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
At least you didn't
Yeah.
learn it like when you were older.
like 35 or something.
Well, yeah.
Because if
trust
that
me.
shit, imagine if you were doing that shit for 4 years and then someone's like, you ain't getting royalties?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, I should get royalties.
Yeah, man.
What are royalties? No, nowadays that shit's pretty easy to find. Back then, no one was really talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJs, producers, no one was really talking about that unless you were really in the industry.
It's still such a gray area, too. When I talk to like motherfuckers, like, let's say you work with an artist.
Yeah.
Like, how do you work out the points? You got to work it out there.
I think it's pretty, it's pretty simple.
Is it? It
Yeah.
seems so complicated to me, like the whole...
Nah, look,
Like, if I was there and let's say you made the beat and an artist was there,
yeah.
but I came up with the chorus,
then you would.
It's my responsibility to make sure I get points on that record.
You get writer's fee.
But
you get writer's credit.
But the artist has every right to not include me too.
No, they don't. That's a court. That's a court. Look, I'm a different person.
What I'm saying, I know. But what you're saying is like, if they, legally they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But they have they can literally just sign me off and be like.
I've heard about a lot of stuff like happening with like producers and writers and all that shit.
Yeah.
So it's a thing that does happen still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to be a lot more educated. The info's out there more than ever nowadays.
Yeah.
Like the more you're trying to get into this business, it's best to read up on that type of shit.
Is there like a book or something that you reference that really helps you?
Honestly, man, there was a book I read a long time ago. Man, I can't even think of the name. But if anything, so I had a conversation with some friends, and I just said something on Twitter earlier. It's like, how does everybody have a computer and smartphones and shit? And if they want to learn how to spell a word they never spelled before, they're not going to go use their phone and look it up. They just spell it wrong as fuck.
Yeah, what is that mentality from?
I don't get it. Like for me, if I want to figure something out, I'll Google everything all day.
I want to know what that mentality is from, where motherfuckers rather ask a question on Twitter than just research it.
Yeah,
What is that from?
It's just the human validation. Like maybe they just want human interaction and they think that that's the way versus just doing the research.
I don't think that's it.
I don't know.
We're like
Yeah.
we come from like a library.
Yeah, right.
So like our mentality is to look shit up.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like a dictionary.
Fucking
You know what I mean?
encyclopedia.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I mean, like,
I have one of those
what
at
age
home.
group is that though? That's doing it.
I mean, it's a wide range of
Yeah,
ages.
I think
You know
it's just
what I mean?
society nowadays. That's just the easiest way to do it now.
Yeah.
Just tweet.
Yeah, I mean, I see young motherfuckers doing it, and I see people, 40 years old still doing that shit. So I don't think there's
always
really a particular
I'll
generation.
look up a word. I'll be like, shit, I don't want to look like an illiterate motherfucker.
I don't. I do that also. Yeah.
So especially when I like put emails together and stuff.
Yeah.
There's some of these motherfuckers that they send me like, I'll get like DMs from like random like DJs or people who are asking me for advice, and the shit is like all misspelled. And I'm like, why would you be so comfortable to send something like this, like you texting your homie?
We have
Yeah.
spell check.
Yeah.
They have natural spell check on our phones and the computer, and the red lines mean something,
But
bro.
it's a weird dynamic right now that people feel like they are so comfortable they can ask you for advice or ask you for something like they know you when they don't even know you.
That's that funny shit, bro. I don't do that.
I don't even
at
think
all.
it's some funny shit. I just think it's how
It's
people
become the
really
norm.
look at social media.
Yeah.
You know what? Some people still have respect, but a lot of people they just go all out. They don't care. Like they don't care who they talk to or how they talk to them.
Yeah.
They'll just approach you any kind of way. Like I don't know. I don't get down with that.
But
man.
social media has allowed that.
Yeah,
For people to feel like they just can come at you.
especially
without
on
really
Twitter,
knowing
man.
you.
Twitter is dangerous, bro.
I stay away from Twitter.
I
man.
love Twitter.
Yeah.
I love Twitter, man. That
You
shit's
do? It's
fun.
the
It's
best
fun.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah,
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's
How do you
funny.
feel it? How do you feel about it?
I don't know. You know what? I follow a lot of different types of people. So, from like meme shit or like movie buffs.
I think it's a really desperate world. It's a very.
I mean,
it's a
there's
fun
definitely
way.
that side. I don't pay attention to that side. Like that shit's negative.
I read some of these tweets and I'm like, someone actually had a thought and stopped and wrote it out and shared it.
And you know why?
Yeah.
And they thought it was so great. They thought their thought was so amazing that they decided to share it to however many fucking followers
But
that
you
they have.
know why I feel like they do that? Because they don't have someone to share it with, like a friend to talk
Right.
to. So they
They
wanted
never-
to,
Nah,
they
you just got a
wanna
lot of
share it
motherfuckers
to-
out there looking for attention, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's whack.
Yeah.
So you saying people on Twitter who are on Twitter a lot don't have any friends?
No, a lot of people do have friends. Don't try to do that.
I do have friends. I have a lot of friends.
Never's not all the way
Spydat.E.K,
wrong.
what Spydat.E.K, you trying to say that?
Yes,
No.
Spydat.E.K, we hung out the other day. Real interaction.
Yeah.
It was friendly. Yeah, you're friend. We are
I think
friends.
it's fucking weird, man.
Because some people get too personal on Twitter.
I hate
No,
that.
way
Yeah.
too personal.
It's like I don't want to hear your business like that. Why are you
Your
putting it
family
out there?
shit.
But we were just talking about this off air. Like
I don't want to hear.
Sometimes
don't look. If I follow you, you are responsible for what you put out in the universe, right?
No doubt.
And that's why I don't respect Twitter.
Yeah.
Because they don't respect the fact that I'm having to read this shit.
Some people.
So have some respect.
What's a respectable tweet, Crooked?
Like, be responsible about some shit. Like, don't say some shit.
Like, what would you be like? That's a good tweet.
It's like if I'm in front of you, I'm gonna watch what I say regardless, right? And not only that, if I'm in front of like 20 people, I'm gonna watch what I say regardless.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna speak to you. I'm not gonna like talk to you the same way I talk to 500 people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think you got to be accountable for that. And then people get all surprised when motherfuckers get pissed off, or when motherfuckers are like, "Yo, why the fuck would you put that out in the universe?" And they're like, "It's Twitter."
They
like,
don't have enough people
shit.
checking them and telling them like, "Yo, you're getting too comfortable with this shit." Like, you know, there's some things you shouldn't be.
Like, first of all, I don't want to hear about what your ex is doing.
No,
I don't care about that shit. Like, keep that shit to yourself.
I don't care about that.
I don't want to hear about how your ex is a hoe. No. I don't want to care. I don't want to hear about.
Okay, these are all understandable. Like, you know, I'm trying to see what works for you.
I don't even want to hear about how you got on the bus and someone stole the seat on your bus, and now you don't like
whoever's tweeting that.
And now,
run.
no, but I'm saying now you don't like how, and he's
that's
wearing,
what Never's
and
saying.
he's wearing wax sneakers.
That's what Never's saying, because it's like if one of us were to do that, we would be like, "Yo, fam, you need to chill. Like, before you send that out, don't do that."
Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, someone would take a picture of the dude who stole their seat on the train and be like, "Of course, this is the motherfucker wearing these fake ones. Of course, he stole my seat on the train." And you just kind of like,
but see,
why are you putting that in my universe?
The funniest one. The funniest one is if I tweet something like, "Damn, my relationship is this, that, and the third," and then Darren will be like, "Yo, why you still there, man?" Be like, "Yo, mind your own fucking business." And Darren's like, "You fucking tweeted that. You made it my business when you put it out on my."
Oh, what's
Twitter.
the other one that I don't mind it, but I just think it's sad when a motherfucker says like they had a great night. Like, I can't believe the set I had tonight. Like,
DJs, okay.
The crowd was amazing, and
see you tomorrow.
And then what did they do? Like, they put the phone down and just sink in the bathtub, like, like, like,
all alone in the hotel room, like, just a night.
I picture like a Rev Run, like a lot of bubbles in the tub. Like, oh, what a great night! Yeah,
is that pause?
I have to say my pause. Rev Run in the bubbles.
I do picture.
I did my best set ever in my whole life.
I can't believe people follow me. I can't believe
I don't
me.
mind that.
No,
I don't mind those, but I just think it's sad.
Yeah. Well, see, and that goes back to you got to know who you're following. Like, if I see enough of that shit,
yeah. But some of them are like,
mute.
you know, I mute a lot of friends that I like,
and that's okay. Like, if you see him, because if you see him in person, are they gonna talk about that shit with you? No,
that's what you.
But they talk about that shit online.
That's
doesn't mean I have to watch it and hear it.
But they should talk to me about that in person.
Do they know that you mute them?
No,
you can't even, exactly. So
I have a question. If I had the best night ever,
okay,
I'd just be like, "Yo, I was dope." And then if I saw you, I'd be like, "Yo, like, how was your weekend?" "Yo, man, Saturday was just so." But even still, I would control myself because no one wants to hear how great you are.
No.
By you. Whoa, okay. Like, no one wants to hear you talk about how great you are.
Let me tell you how many times I called Pete out.
I don't care if it's Twitter. I don't care if it's whatever. I don't care. The only time you can do that shit is maybe at like a funeral, but other motherfuckers got to say that shit.
What? At a funeral?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Or like, whatever. You know, I don't want to hear that shit on Twitter.
Jay's like, what the fuck?
Wait, funeral? No, I mean, look, I get that.
Yeah.
Only thing I'm going to say is you can mention your night. I don't care about how well you did. All I want to hear is, yo, how was the crowd? You know, what was the vibe like? And that's it. Anything else is doing too much.
Yeah.
That's it.
But social media is the therapist. That's like the new therapist.
Yeah. A lot of people
So
use
like
it as a
Twitter also gives you
because you're talking to a million people, but in a way you're not talking to anyone.
I heard somebody tell me that they use social media as a way to vent because they don't have, you know, like close friends.
Anyone? Yeah, exactly. They don't have no one to talk to.
Yeah. So, you know,
You said that's bad?
Huh?
You said that's bad?
It's just sad, man.
I mean, that shit is sad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'm not gonna put myself.
That's why you have Twitter drafts, and you just put it in the draft, and then think about it, let it simmer.
Usually it's an emotional tweet though, so you wanted that out right away.
No, I put some shit in the drafts a few times.
I have like multiple group chats that I would send that shit to.
Yeah.
Like, yo, y'all wouldn't believe what the fuck just happened.
Yo, your tweets on our group chat are great in the middle of the night.
No, I'm saying like it's some crazy shit will happen, yo, and I'll fucking send that out. But I would never tweet that shit. And the only reason why I wouldn't tweet it is because I've gotten in trouble. Like I've lost gigs.
Shit.
Yeah, I've lost gigs.
Damn.
But you got like pretty disrespectful though.
Nah, not really. I'm not really.
To your standards, not really, or to
Yeah,
the
no.
normal person's not really.
You heard what he said earlier,
I
right before he hit record.
I talked about the shit though, right? With
That's a edit. Yeah.
what's his name?
No.
Who's the guy from Fall Out Boy?
I gotta bleep this shit.
Hey, huh?
We bleeped it last time. We gotta bleep it again.
Is it?
Yeah, we have.
Well, anyway, like I think he said something about like I was DJing, and he said something about like it was, and he was just like, I don't understand why these DJs play so aggressive, or they said something about I don't know what the fuck he said. Said something, and then I replied back like,
Yeah.
Why don't you bring? Because at the time he would DJ with 2 iPods. So he would
Whatever
do,
he says is relevant.
but
though.
then he would say he would like, you know, he would DJ with 2 iPods. He would do events in Vegas and DJ.
Yeah.
And then this is probably what 2006,
Well,
7.
it's funny you mention it because I
No,
DJed
later.
with him before.
Yeah.
And he was DJing with he had a pre-recorded set. And he was just standing there acting like he was DJing, but the music was
I've seen that before.
playing.
Yeah, some cat had two laptops and like an aux in, and he did a gig that way.
There's a lot of people that do that.
No, I also did a gig with a dude. He just used his laptop, use a aux, and just use iTunes. Like,
Damn.
just use iTunes.
So there's no mixing involved.
No mixing.
Actually, this guy, let's say his name.
we just
went-
said it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think you're gonna bleep it out anyway.
I mean, I
he
just
was-
said he uses 2 iPods. I didn't, you know.
He was using Tractor.
Uh-huh.
He was just letting the music play. He must have had like a 90-minute set already.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So just one big file.
Nah.
Exactly. Yeah.
He said something. I said, yo, like, why don't you come over and bring your 2 iPods and play with me?
Hey.
And then I don't know what happened.
No, but he was working with you when he tweeted that, right?
No, he was just hanging out with probably Ashley Simpson, who he was dating at the time, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, they were just hanging out, and he just decided to be like, "Why are Vegas DJs always playing?"
But you were the one DJ.
Oh no, he said, "Why are Vegas DJs? Why do they play such awful music?" And it was probably like EDM. It was probably like the
Yeah.
wake of EDM time.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't know EDM,
Yeah.
probably doesn't understand that shit, and he was shitting on it. And that's when I was like, "Yeah, bring your 2 iPods." But because I said that, all of these DJs started attacking him.
Oh,
And then
shit.
he ended up apologizing and being like, yo, I wasn't attacking the DJ. I was just saying the music isn't too, like, I don't like the music. It's not my favorite.
He's using that shit as escape, bro. You say
You know what I'm
something
saying?
like that online, you're talking about the DJ.
No, but then my manager called me up. He's like, what are you doing right now? And he's like, I'm getting calls from, you know, you can bleep that out again. He's like, I'm getting calls from them. Whatever you did, whatever you tweeted something, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, fucking delete it right now, and I'm like, I had to delete it again.
Damn.
And then something happened again. Actually, it wasn't a beef. It was who's the DJ.
Yeah.
But I think it was that, and he was like, why does this DJ keep using the air horn? And then I replied back to him like an LOL, like, yo, my fault, you know, like it's the New York in me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Riz was like, cause he's from New York, and then everyone started attacking.
Damn, you have friends on Twitter.
But I got in trouble again, so I was like, yo, I'm not tweeting shit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm
That's
not gonna
crazy.
tweet
Look,
shit.
I get it, because somebody gonna talk spicy about you online. You're gonna say something like, I'm not the type to let somebody say what they want to say about me and just leave it. Like, come on, I don't care who they are.
So like that's why I wouldn't even indulge, because I know I would go off. So I don't even. You don't want to see me, like, you don't want to see me go off on Twitter. I won't let that shit go.
Look, that's a young person, but you got to think as like a business person.
Yeah.
With your image and everything, all the deals and shit, you got to go on. You got to know when to say something and how to say it. Like, that's the one thing I had to figure out.
But look at Trump. He's on Twitter talking mad shit.
I mean,
But do you think Well, I always think about this, like the era that we live in. Everything has changed with marketing, right? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Everything has changed with marketing.
Yeah.
Everything has changed with how we use social media, and it was probably around the time when Trump came into when he was campaigning.
You think in the sense that it's just become more reckless?
Well, it's like
that shit's been reckless.
Who's the highest standard of who represents the standards of America? The president of the United States. So if he's lowering the standards,
why else should anybody else care?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I meant by like just his recklessness has caused a trickle effect, domino effect in like
we basically got a troll in office.
Like
it's so weird.
Yeah.
Yo, if you work at any job, right, or even your parents, if they don't give a fuck about responsibilities, you don't give a fuck.
Right.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or you're like, I've seen a lot of kids where they learn and they watch their parents and be like, I never wanted to be like my parents, so that's why it's such a big issue for me.
Yeah.
Because these motherfuckers would never clean the house, so I'm really on it about cleaning the house. You know what I'm saying? So there's two effects. Either you
become that.
You either following the example, or that becomes the example for you to like not follow.
You break the circle.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, that shit is crazy. Like Trump is crazy the way he's talking and doing all of this shit. But I'm sure there's a large majority of people that are like, I wanted to say that for you.
There was enough to make him president.
Like I agree with that motherfucker.
What I've been thinking.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I stay away from Twitter. I know you're all on Twitter with your feelings and shit.
Yeah, okay. I'm mostly talking about the Dodgers half of the time, but that's my feelings.
You get in there. I see that shit. But so when you're on there, you indulge in shit. Are you?
I mean, I just interact with different people.
Like I just made the tightest beat. Like you do shit like that.
I mean, if I say yo
right now,
no, if you look at my Twitter right now, if I did say that, I got a preview up, and people be like, yo. That shit's because I know that shit's banging.
When you preview, do you ever worry about someone like jacking your idea, or just kind of like
well, the timestamp is on.
Look, for me, enough people, know who I am. Like in the industry, a lot of background people, they hit me up.
Like they'll call someone out if they stole your shit.
They'll call me.
Yeah.
They'll hit me up or whatever. They'll ask me if I have shit all the time. So I'm not worried about that shit because it's not like I'm the cat that nobody's heard of, and everything, because word's gonna get around to me. So I'm not worried about it at all at this point. Before, years ago, definitely.
Yeah, talk your shit, man.
You're
not worried, right?
No, I'm not worried now.
He's like, these motherfuckers know me,
right?
No,
but I get what you're saying though, because if
you're coming for that ass, I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Talk your shit.
A lot of people know me.
He's clapping.
A lot of people know who I am. Okay, but they either don't want to give me my props, but they're always hitting me up behind the scenes on some shit.
Man. Talk about it.
It's funny.
Like big guys?
Yes. And this shit happens, man. Like,
can you name names?
Like, no.
I'll bleep.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'll bleep.
You know why? Because the EDM scene likes to blackball cats like me.
I see.
So I can't.
What's cats like you?
D-Miles know what I'm talking about.
I mean, what's cats like you?
Yeah.
Black, well, what kind of dude are you? What are you trying to say?
A person of color, bro.
Oh, okay.
But people don't know.
Say it though. Say it.
I want to, but I'm
we
trying to be.
We have an audio show.
Because
some motherfuckers,
because you're black.
Yeah, because I'm black.
Or they think you're
But
black.
wait. But you speak.
By the way, D-Miles
speak fluent.
D-Miles not the only brother in here.
Yeah.
All right. Puerto Rican cat over there.
I'm light skinned, but I'm.
My bad.
You
black to you?
You look like a tan.
No. We've had. I think we've talked about this.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
What is this conversation?
Closer in color, or is it?
No.
Why you leave my man out like that?
See, the hardships. We had the conversation before.
I've had hardships. I've been there. I've been down that road.
Talk about it now.
It's just that's just what it is.
Can y'all start including Never in this whole conversation?
I'm sorry, Never.
I feel left out, man.
Hey, you just did what DDM does to you. You left the brother out, man. What the fuck was that? Yeah,
I feel like it's the dark against the light skin.
Closer shade than Never.
Hey, you're not even that dark.
Yeah.
It's like Wesley Snipes versus Christopher Williams.
Right.
It's like school days, right?
I know, yeah, school days.
The wannabes and the jigaboos.
You're not part
Yeah,
You're not part of the struggle, Nev. It's good.
I got it easy because I'm light skinned.
Wait, let's
Never
clear this
was
up.
tight, yo. He said, Darren's not the only brother on the table.
I've been through struggle too.
I've been through struggle
I
too.
like that. That should be a T-shirt. I've been through
I've
struggle
been through the
too.
struggle too, man. Yeah.
I've been there before, brother.
That was good.
Nah, go ahead.
No,
I'm
but
sorry.
you speak fluent Spanish, right?
I don't speak fluent.
You don't?
No, I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you spoke fluent Spanish.
I understand it.
Because this motherfucker was making it seem like you're Venezuelan or something.
No,
Yeah.
Dominican and black.
Dominican and
Yeah.
black. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Did Dominican and Cali? Really?
Yeah. Yeah. We got a
No,
whole.
wait, where?
Exactly. It's a very small.
What do you mean
small
exactly?
Clip, but,
Exactly, like we all know.
Exactly.
What's that? Like exactly.
no,
You don't
exactly.
know
Exactly.
the Dominican.
Exactly.
You don't know the
Because,
Dominican
It's-
culture.
Look, for every person you'll meet out there, they know a Dominican somewhere in LA.
LA?
Really?
Yeah,
No.
random. Yeah, I promise you. Like in like Bellflower.
I'm gonna
Valley
be honest
somewhere.
with you, man. I grew up in
Peter.
Inglewood.
Yeah.
I've never met a Dominican that wasn't from the East Coast.
Well, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you won't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
I literally grew up
like,
around.
we
Is it
just
like
look
it's like the Illuminati?
It's
Like
not.
Dominican
It-
Illuminati?
Honestly, like unless you're just around us, everybody just assumes.
Is it more in the
you're
South
black.
Bay?
Dominicans just sneaking around.
No,
Yeah.
Trying not to
you
be
know what it
found
is.
and shit.
You know what it is not even that. It's just because in LA it's just a lot of Mexicans and
Big time.
and everybody that is Latino out there, they look like him.
Yeah.
So
You're not the only Latin brother on the table.
So no. So they look like him. They have his color.
Yeah.
So if I go out there,
I'm kind of the white.
know,
By the way, he's pointing at Jamie.
Yeah, he's looking at me.
So no one even assumes that you're Latin.
Oh yeah, for the listeners, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody has his color. So if I go out there, like there's a couple Dominican cats, like there's a couple cats that I knew from. Yeah, there's a bunch of cats that I know from like Puerto Rico that actually are darker than me.
Are they in Compton or where are they?
LA
spread
area,
out?
just spread out.
That's
Yeah,
not- but
But
there's
it's
not
like
many.
one in
I
like
mean, there's
100.
not many.
Yeah, you
I'm
might
not
have seen like
saying,
there was a hub somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, where?
Man, y'all motherfuckers act like I'm talking about watching Heist or some shit.
Yeah.
Nah, man, like
I don't
we're
even
out there. It's
know
just
I don't even know a Dominican restaurant in LA.
there used to be. They closed it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
There's no
saying. There's no
Dominicans out
Dominicans there.
Well, there was only one Dominican restaurant in LA.
Yeah, it
Shit,
was
man.
in Bellflower, I think it was. They had the best sancocho. It was great.
Yeah.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, you were making it seem like he was from Ecuador or some shit.
No, I thought he was from like South America somewhere. Someone,
Yo,
Peter told me he was somewhere. I don't recall where.
Somebody else was like, "Yo, are you from Panama or some shit?"
Yeah, he lives from
That-
Panama. Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah.
But like, nah, man. My
crazy.
my dad's Dominican and
Your dad? Okay.
Yeah.
So you know a little Spanish.
Yeah.
And stuff
Just,
like
I mean, just growing up in LA. I mean, that's
He had
pretty much
friends
what
like
it is.
me.
Yeah.
apparently.
All right, so let's get back to the people of color, as you said, that
Yeah.
maybe get discriminated
In
in
the
the EDM
EDMs.
world.
Well, you can't really step out of line too much as a person of color. Like if the things that happen to you that happen to me and other cats I know behind the scenes, you can't really air that shit out. Because if you air it out, you're gonna have motherfuckers coming at you with
I'm
like
sorry.
a pitchfork and
I'm
shit.
drawing
Wow.
a blank. Is there any EDM black artist DJs? Like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. G-Buck. Shout out G-Buck. Shout out Squeezy Mac. Swizzy Mac. Who else is
the
there?
Afro House.
Afro Bros.
Black Coffee?
Afro
Coffee,
Bros.
yeah.
No, but like
Black Coffee.
like
who
a
else?
Calvin Harris. Like I'm trying to like on that echelon. Like
Isn't there like one that kind of looks like Milli Vanilli? They got like
You talking about Afro Bros?
Afro Bros.
The homies from Netherlands. Shout out Afro Bros.
Afro Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but there's not many.
Isn't Afrojack black? Or he's mixed?
Yeah.
He's from the Netherlands. I mean, it's the same deal
Yeah.
with the
But he
Afro
looks
Bros.
black.
Like they're all
yeah.
mixed up over there.
There's not many though.
No, there's like five,
there's not. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
you.
I mean, old school, you got Carl Cox.
yeah,
but he's,
and
But he's house.
yeah, he's
He
like
wasn't
he's not
EDM.
EDM.
Can you
yeah,
can,
that's
you,
right.
can you name another like some other EDM producers or EDM DJs that are out there that are maybe like kind of like hovering below or slightly above the surface? Do you know what I mean?
Are you giving like his props to and shit like that?
Well,
They
I
should be
just mean
looking
like
out?
I want to know like how many are there a lot of EDM producers because I don't follow the EDM
Yeah.
world that much.
I mean-
so I wonder if there's like a lot of producers out there that I don't even know of that are like they have to stay in their place, and they can't really rise above the surface. They have to like stay underwater a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's not them having to stay underwater. It's just the proper media attention. You know, a lot of that stuff is media driven. You know, the latter half, they have better access to media teams and deals and things like that. So it's easier for them to get their music out there,
right?
You know, and heard.
So you think as you come up in the scene, because we were talking about this, you've been in Vegas 2 years,
yeah,
and I was like, I thought you would have worked more regularly in Vegas, but you travel so much. You're on the road. You're doing like what, EDC Mexico.
Yeah,
you're doing big festivals, and yet you don't have a presence, as much of a presence as you should, in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But is it that stigma where you want to DJ EDM, but they pigeonhole you to like hip hop, or like you have to do this or play this?
I think it comes down to me really not being okay. So I'm the producer, right? If I'm not Calvin Harris or Diplo or anything like that, they're not gonna care what I produced or how many people's playing my music. So that's not how it works out here. So unless I cross that threshold, my name
it's a big threshold to cross over.
Yeah, you know, especially because Vegas has its own culture. Like literally, it's its own culture within itself. So, you know, to break through to that, you either have to be around, which I kind of was last year. I mean, I was pretty much a lot last year, but this year I was just like, you know, I gotta grind. I gotta do it. If I'm gonna make it in Vegas, I'll get there eventually. You know, so every now and then I'll come out and everything and that's pretty much it, man. But
don't you think that maybe there isn't as many venues for an up and coming EDM producer or DJs to actually DJ at? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'm not just an EDM producer and DJ though. Like I play all over the place. I play the kind of shit that I like.
What do you like to DJ?
Everything, to be honest. Like, you know, I was just in Denver. I played, you know, 3 days over there, and it was all different types of music. So I mean, like. Saturday night I played at this spot, Haters, out there, which was really, really dope. It was open format, top 40, EDM, you know, shit like that. And then Sunday it was like hip hop, a little bit of old school stuff, a little bit of like the trap stuff, like the ASAPs and shit. So, and then Monday it was like just Motown. It was a Motown, like soul, funk music.
Right. Yeah. And so, but your production is mainly trap in
I mean,
like EDM.
Honestly, if you look at my SoundCloud, I have a lot of different shit. Like I have a lot of like Moomathon type shit, and I have like some hip hop stuff on there, and then, you know, I have some trap things in there. But it's all pretty much a mixed bag. But like how everybody knows me from like the Mad Decent shit, is from like the Moomathon. So they're gonna put me towards more the EDM and like Latin side,
right?
So
you know, that label, does that kind of prevent you from doing other things, or do you feel like it pigeonholes you? Because like
if I let it pigeonhole me, then because that's definitely what people were trying to do. They were definitely trying to keep me in that position. But I'm like, nah, man. I want to be able to play this other shit. I know I can play this other shit. So
I mean, you played a great set at 1 You know what I mean?
I mean,
it was like a good hip hop set. Yeah, it was good.
It was. I definitely could have been better. I was nervous, and then I also did not know the time that I had, because I didn't even know you were DJing that night.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know they had.
Well, nobody communicates at any nightclub.
Yeah.
So. Was this the night Premier DJ?
Yeah.
So I didn't even know Premier was DJing. So it was like this weird thing where you thought you were going to open for Premier.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was going to open for Premier. And we just kind of showed up.
Yeah.
At
and then some random cat.
Because I thought I was opening the whole night. And then he was opening, and I was like, all right, like I was confused, and they're like, no, you're gonna get on before Premiere, and I was like, at that point, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on.
And then the weirdest shit happened. That some random ass cat just came on after Premiere.
Oh, really?
Nobody knew who he was, because you asked me who he was. I said, I don't know.
Oh yeah, it was like some last minute thing. Right?
I don't know who he was at all. And the crazy, I don't know. Honestly, I wish I knew, because Premiere was looking at me crazy when he was playing, because we were hanging out before, but then his manager was looking. He's like, yo, who's this cat? Because Premiere was probably on maybe 30 minutes, and the cat that was played after Premiere was setting up his shit while he's DJing.
Oh wow.
I was bugging out. I was like,
damn.
Like he was like, "Yo, excuse me," shit the premiere while he's over here trying to rock a crowd.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's not even on for 30 minutes, and he's doing that shit to him.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You probably felt disrespected.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Yo, I felt disrespected.
Gotta get to premiere.
Yeah.
I feel like Premier could have slapped him. No.
No one would have stopped
You
him.
could've
There's
got
a
away
funny
with it.
story in New York about
Premier
that.
would-
though.
yeah.
Not about Premier, but it's actually about DJ Scratch.
No.
About slapping the motherfucker that did that to him.
I would have put it
Who
past
basically-
Scratch.
It's a DJ that everybody knows.
Oh wow.
Damn.
We got to talk about that off air then.
Yeah.
I don't know too much. I don't know too much.
I like how you looked at the camera.
No, but yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
It was it was crazy though. Right?
Yeah,
It was like Jeter's.
Well, yeah, was it for Jeter's?
Yeah, it
It
was,
was for Jeter's
after
like
party
golf
thing or
tournament.
something, yeah.
Something. It was a good night. It was nuts though.
Are you playing next month?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know. I got to check my
Because
schedule.
I'm playing the 6th.
You are?
Yeah.
That's
but
good.
It's a Friday. So I'm
That's
just
really
like,
good.
Yeah.
I'm like, are they going to have us play again? We're not going to know.
Yeah. Maybe I'll maybe I'll show up and just fuck with you. Like, oh, this happened
With your
again?
backpack and shit.
What do you call it? But you mentioned Mad Decent.
Yeah.
You're doing festivals and you're traveling all over.
Yeah.
And to do this, are you getting gigs? I want to talk about Mad Decent too.
Okay.
But since we're talking about DJing and everything, do a majority of your gigs, how do you get them? Do you have a manager right now?
No.
Are you doing it? So you're
Just
doing everything
myself,
yourself, and is it mostly from social media? Is it from production? Is it from?
It's from everything. Just the production. And then, like, I used to be, like, real self-conscious about posting my DJ shit.
Yeah.
And
why?
Just because I felt like I had a standard I had to meet, because I looked up to a lot of different DJs, and those motherfuckers were dope. And I'm like, yo, if I put something, I want it to be, you know, on that caliber. But
Can you name a few of them?
Craze,
Right.
Scratch Bastard, Chris Villa, who else? I mean, A-Track, obviously, Espinoza.
A lot of turntablists.
Yeah. Like, if I'm gonna put a routine online, it's not gonna just be me playing records.
Yeah.
It has to mean something, at least, for me, because that's the era I come from, like, of DJing.
Do you still feel that way now?
Yeah. When that's for me. I mean, anybody can do whatever they want to do.
You still
for
feel
me.
like that even after Cray said you were his favorite DJ?
The
Crazy
Crazy says
that?
this?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
tweeted that.
Yeah.
He said Spydat.E.K's my favorite DJ.
That's big words from a big
yeah,
DJ.
Yeah, that's my bro, man. Like, we weren't even, like, we would talk here and there, and then, like, we hung out, and then we did a gig, and then, like, because he didn't even know, like, I could DJ like that.
So wait, how did y'all meet? Because y'all have like an album y'all coming out with, right?
Yeah, we got an EP that
Let's
we're
talk
working
about
on.
this now, since we're on this right now. You got an EP. It's you guys are like a group now, right?
Yeah,
So Craze has 2 Cents with 4 Color Zach.
yeah,
And now he's gonna have
Mete Mano.
Mete Mano with you.
yeah. When that's, like, all Mumbaton, like, Latin vibes type shit, like Baile Funk, like the cumbia stuff. We got
So was Zach jealous that
Yeah. Because he went with the dark side.
Because he couldn't do that.
that was he?
nah, man. Zach's a homie. I don't know.
No, he's not feeling some type of way.
Hell no.
He
He
might.
should
You
have
sure?
feel it. No, it's two
Have
different sounds.
Did you talk to him? Like,
No.
I feel like y'all kind of seeing the same.
What do you mean?
Like you're seeing the same shorty, you know?
And there's
And a new
That
chick.
shit sounds weird, bro.
I would like.
and there's
He's
beef.
He's
Like
like
it-
Raphael Sadiq. He did the Tony album, then he goes and do a Lucy Pearl album.
Yeah.
They might feel away.
See,
Yeah.
like if D was Zach, Jamie was Craze, I would hit D on the side, like, yo, man, like, Craze said he has a little interest in working with me. Like, is that cool with you? And, like, that we
Yeah.
split his time and stuff like that.
Split his time.
The crazy
wasn't
part
like
is that
that?
I've known Zach and Chris. Well, not Chris. Craze for probably since like 2014,
2014.
whatever. So yeah. So I never really talked to them like together or anything, or like going out to their shows. I always talked to them like individually.
So do you have Craze like on the weekends, and then Zach has them from like Monday through Thursday or something? Nah.
You're SZA.
Are
You're
you
the
SZA?
weekend.
You the
They switch off. They switch off every other week.
wow,
You're the 9 to 5 and I'm the weekend.
I want to know how this works. This dynamic words.
Like,
it's just different.
What was that
sounds.
show on HBO? Big Love.
Yeah.
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 This is like DJ Big Love
It's,
right now.
it's just different sounds. That's all.
No. By the way, I respect what you do with the cumbias and the merengue and stuff like that.
Thank you, man.
And today we just lost Celso Pena. So
that dude's a legend, man.
Yeah, he changed the sound in cumbias, but I appreciate what you do with that shit.
Thank you.
Mad dope. To me, it was like when I heard you were doing that with Crazy, I was like, fuck, that's a different lane.
Yeah, like we honestly, like he's always wanted to like work on some ideas, and then this was wait.
I want to know how y'all met. How did this happen? But before that, you know,
yeah.
Did you have experience or like with the Latin sound, like with your father being from Dominican Republic, or no?
Growing up in LA, you're exposed to a lot of cumbia and like banda and shit like that. Like
because Dominican is more of like bachata.
It's more bachata, merengue, stuff like that. And like
faster
dembow.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I had because
when I was DJing in the Heights, that's all they wanted was bachata and merengue, and then
that's it.
some reggaeton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of dembow now.
Yeah,
it's not even reggaeton. It's a dembow. That's like 110, 118 type shit.
Yeah.
It's basically I'll call it like the Dominican soca.
It is like
that shit
great
get
name.
them. Yeah, it's like get them. It gets them hyped just the same.
Yeah, it's great.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta get some of that shit.
Yeah.
Dembow.
Want to put us on real
You
quick.
probably have some, but you don't even know that's what it is.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
So how did you link up with Craze?
Through my track Si Me Dices that came out, like I had just put that shit on SoundCloud, and one of my homies was like, "Yo, man, your shit's really dope. I'm gonna pass you Diplo's email. Don't share it or whatever." So I sent this shit to Diplo, and he was like, "Yo, this shit's dope," and that was that. But then by the time like October of 2000,
Is that how you got the Mad Decent?
Yeah, because I mean I just kept sending him stuff, everything I was making.
So did he offer you a deal?
So this is basically how it worked.
Yeah.
My track on the whole Jack U, Diplo and Friends mix when they needed that shit.
Yeah.
My track was one of the tracks on there. Like everybody was listening to that shit. So that's how like my SoundCloud blew up overnight. That track was probably at maybe 300 plays, 400 plays, and then like overnight the shit was like 10K. The shit was wild. So
Right
like,
now it's like at 149K or something.
Probably.
Crazy shit like that.
Probably. I don't even go on SoundCloud anymore.
Yeah, you're up there right now.
But like after that, everybody started hitting me. It was like Ape Jones hit me, Zach hit me, Craze, all these people, like Snake hit me, all these dudes, crazy shit. So
what did they hit you? They were like,
yo,
we want to work. We want to work with you.
Like, you got any more? It was like, yo, that track's hot. You got any more? So
like just to play.
So they hit you on SoundCloud or did they?
No, it's Twitter.
Twitter.
That's how I made a lot of my connections because having the Twitter.
That's why you like Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way you
the
connect.
holy grail.
Yeah.
If there's any dope producers that I like to listen to, I'll either hit them on SoundCloud. Well, I don't really hit them on SoundCloud anymore, but usually they're on Twitter.
I get it. Now that's why you're saying that producers who like your shit but DM you on the side.
Yeah.
You feel a little way about that.
Well, yeah. Of course, I'm gonna feel some kind of way about it. But so I mean, like, getting back to the story.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So after that shit, I just kept sending him some stuff, and then me and my dude, this guy out of Russia named White Gangster. We did a track. We were working on it for like 3 months, 2 months, and we kept going back and forth about if it should be full or if we should have if we should be kind of like sparse a bit. So we finally wrapped it up. Next day I sent it to Diplo, and he got back at me like ASAP, and he was like, yo, I played this shit in Amsterdam. The shit went off. It's like, yo, what do you want to do with this record? And the first thing I said, I was like, I'm not trying to put this shit out for free. So what's up? Yeah. So
bars.
That was the business sense kicking in.
Yeah, like after all that shit, like I know how to come correct, so
that can come off the wrong way though on a message.
Nah. To you, yes. To a lot of people, like, God, they don't see so, too much into it. Like, Chris, like, what the fuck you mean by that?
I would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? No, go ahead.
With music business, what somebody, the homie DJ Blast, man, shout out to him. Like that dude's like a reggaeton legend. So he told me, he was like, yo, man, you can't be afraid of these labels, man. They need you more than you need them.
Facts.
That's it. If you want to get on their shit or whatever, like, you got to talk to them like you got your fucking balls in your hand, bro, and like let them know what's up.
Got it.
You know, and off of that, man, it changed everything. Like me having that mentality, it's like, yo, I know I can go get it.
You got to talk about the money first.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you like this? Well, what? How much do you like this?
Exactly.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah,
right.
Because I seen it before.
So I'm sure you look up to Diplo and you think he's dope, but you gotta protect yourself, right?
For me, man, it's always about, okay, I see what you're doing. I wanna do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have a lot of these upcoming producers that get real gassed at, you know, these bigger DJs playing their shit, but then nothing comes of it. Like nothing happens. You know, they're just like, oh yeah, he played my track. I'm like, yo, well, did he offer you a deal? Does he want to work? Did he do anything else? No. And that's literally it. And they don't have the business sense to follow it up and see what else can happen with it.
Yeah.
They just leave it. So for me, I was just like, nah, man, I want to figure something out. And
what was his response?
so
let me get back to you.
It's a crazy ass story.
Yeah.
It's a crazy ass story. So I had a DJ in Aspen with a dude of mine, and after this was the weekend of the Mad Decent block party in Denver at Red Rocks. Did not have a ticket, did not have a way to get in. Okay.
Yeah.
And so as we're coming down on a Sunday, he gets some tickets to sell for the Mad Decent block party. And he's like, yo, I'm going to sell 2. You know, we have 2 and we could go in there. And I was going to try to figure out how to talk to this, to my homie Johnny Denver. Now he works for AG Live. And I wasn't really cool with him at that moment in time, but we had mutual friends. But he knew me enough to where, you know, it was nothing for me to get in that type of shit. So we go, and my homie at the time, he goes and is like, yo, I'm gonna go sell these tickets. I'll be right back. Yo, I waited for an hour and a half, man. Dude never came back.
Oh wow.
So I had tried to figure out how to get in. So I hit up my homegirl Rue. She was like, yo, call Johnny. I was like, I didn't want to hit him up just out of nowhere on the day of on some kind of shit.
Right.
So she was like, no, hit him up. So I hit him up, and he was like, where, bro? I'll be out there. Give me like 45 minutes. So I wait some more. I get in VIP, and I'm trying to get backstage to make sure after the show I can go holler at him at least for a minute.
Kind of follow up.
Yeah. So
before you go on with the story, so when you sent him, like, I'm not trying to do this shit for free. What's up? What was his response in the DM?
He didn't give me a response because he had to do the Mad Decent block party that day.
I got it.
Because he was doing the Major Lazer show with them. So I'm standing by my dude Johnny the whole day, making sure I don't lose him. So, because I'm like, I got to get backstage. I got to talk to this cat. He's in Denver. He's right in front of me. I got to do it. So at the end of the night, he's like, yo, are you sure? Are you sure you know him? He's like questioning me because he didn't know me well at the time. I was like, bro,
so you
I
told
promise
him,
you.
like, what'd you tell him?
I was like, bro, yo,
show the
Diplo.
DM?
I was like, bro, Diplo knows who I am. Like, trust me. If you tell him who I am, like, because a lot of people like to say that shit, but I say that shit with confidence because motherfuckers actually do know me. So I told him, like, I'm telling you right now, just go tell him. So he was like, all right, cool. Waited 2 minutes. He was like, all right. And I go in there, and Jillionaire, While She Fired, the A&R of Mad Decent, Paul Devereaux, he's right there and everything. Yeah. And then first thing Diplo was like,
did Diplo have a shirt on?
Of course he didn't.
Jesus Christ, I don't know where that came from, ladies and gentlemen.
He never has a shirt on.
No,
he's all on his Instagram.
And he didn't have a shirt on. But he goes like, yo, what do you want to do with the track? And I was like, well, I told you I don't want to put it out for free. So then he grabs Paul Devereaux. He's like, well, here you go. Talk to him. That was that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you worked out the deal there?
No, that was I got connected to Paul Devereaux that day, and then over a matter of like 6-8 months and everything, that's how we figured out the release. And
did you know how much money you wanted?
So that
honestly, I did not.
Were you still $100 a beat or no?
Yeah, because I honestly, man, I wouldn't even know how to approach that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what to say.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even know what to ask for. I wouldn't even know what I would need.
Did you have an idea how much were you worth? Like,
yeah.
you're like, my work is at this
Because my
much.
thing is this.
Well,
what happened to you it's obviously not luck.
Yeah.
But it's rare that opportunity would happen to anybody.
It sounds like the 90s, like when the rapper would like show up somewhere and like spit some bars and then get signed.
Kind of.
That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
but I already had a rapport with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like you've been on the radar, so that's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
sounds very rare.
But my thing is, let's say like there's another kid producer out there, and you know he's kind of in contact. People are noticing him. Then all of a sudden, you know, you took the initiative of actually going there to meet him, right?
Yeah.
Had you not have done that, you know, who knows what could have
Right.
happened, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he would have forgot about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been on his radar, right?
Right.
So you taking that initiative and starting that.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the things that a kid should do to protect himself and not get like G'd up by these big artists or big producers? Because me myself, I even wouldn't know what the fuck. Like if I made a beat and then all of a sudden like, you know, like I don't know what the fuck. Yo Gotti hit me up.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I want this shit. I wouldn't even know what the fuck to do. I wouldn't even know how to do that shit.
You call your brother.
Probably.
Yo, bro, listen. Yo, Gotti's hitting me up.
Yeah, I'm honestly.
And you said you worked the deal in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
That's a long. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it takes to work a deal out, but you know, in this day and age of millennials and like instant gratification, that's a lot of emails. That's a lot of phone calls. Right?
Whoa. Okay.
It's a lot of meetings with
All right, so check it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this shit. This is what happened. After that whole initial meeting, and then we followed up with some emails, communication started falling off a bit.
Right.
I'm like, oh, man. So I kept checking back. He's like, yeah. Just kind of like streaming along a little bit because
Right.
I know they're busy and everything. I get it, but at that moment, I'm just like, yo, man, what are you guys gonna do with it? I'm not trying to have you guys just forget about it. So, you know, going back to what Blast told me, I basically just called her bluff. I was like, hey, I got this label, this other label interested in this track. Like, yo, are we doing this deal or what? Because if not, I'm just gonna go over there.
Right.
I had another label, but it wasn't nowhere near as big as Mad Decent.
Yeah.
20 fucking minutes later, emails me like, we got the contract. We're getting the lawyer to draw it up.
Oh man.
So it was only because
It was a poker move.
yeah, period. Like, honestly,
I like the aggressiveness and the confidence you have.
there's no look, man. If you're not gonna go make it out, and you're not gonna go hustle for yourself, who else is gonna do it for you? Like, that's the way I was raised. You know, like having that was it the LA mentality?
Yeah.
we gotta go get it. Like,
Is that an LA mentality?
yeah?
You about to shit on our shit. Go ahead,
I
bro.
think that might be the Dominican New York.
I'm about to say the Dominican mentality.
Santo Domingo. That's in his blood.
The
LA, okay.
LA mentality is like, you know, let's smoke this shit and
Let's just relax.
Well, whatever happens, happens.
maybe I hit him up tomorrow and shit, man. You know.
No, I mean, you know, that's
Yeah.
what it is. Like, I know I had something, so
Right.
it's like I'm not trying to just be here. I wasn't trying to be some local DJ and just spin in town and maybe get like a couple hundred plays on my SoundCloud and that's it. I'm trying to think bigger than that.
Right.
So
I respect.
But if no one's gonna do it for me, I gotta go do it myself.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, you just gotta have that confidence, but make sure, you know how to take the answer no, because there's gonna be a lot of no shit. I heard mad no. I heard, you know, I've been ignored, flat out ignored with shit.
Right.
But you can't let that shit get to you.
You kept going.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you know, it's these guys get so I get, you know, I can't even imagine how busy these guys are and
Yeah.
how many deals are on the table.
Yeah.
And honestly, like there are deals that are on the table that sit there for I wouldn't even say a year. You know, like
Yeah.
I mean, he
maybe
was there.
months
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So to really get on their radar and give them a sense of urgency, you have to really
Yeah.
you got to put
I
a
mean-
sense of urgency into anyone that's that big because
I mean,
they don't want to
wasn't
lose it. You know.
I mean, you can't be disrespectful.
No. But it's
Yeah.
different to be disrespectful
And
and
aggressive.
Yeah.
to give them a sense of urgency.
Right.
Where this is like, no, this is a priority right now.
Yeah.
This is not like number 25 on our task list.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to lose this track. Let's get it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Like, you got to create that sense of urgency and really know how to read people out. And be
Right.
like, look, you know what, man? Let me take this risk and let me put it out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
It's good shit, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
Props, bro. Respect.
I
And like you
appreciate
said,
it.
you're like
Yeah.
comfortable with being told no.
Yeah.
So that kind of right there is a task in itself.
Yeah.
Being able to have like that humility to be like not butthurt over someone telling you no.
Well, I mean, look,
It's part of the process,
Yeah.
man. And that's the thing that people have to understand. It's all part of the process.
Yeah.
I get a lot of dudes in their 20s, like early 20s, like 21 and 22. And they're like, you know, it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening. I'm like, it's not supposed to happen now.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
You haven't even learned all that you can learn. So as good as you think you are right now, you are not anywhere near as good as you could be.
Exactly.
And that's the thing is, and that's what the world and God and everyone is trying to tell you is that you're not that good right now. I mean, you're not great right now.
Your theory stands again. Between 30 and 35, you said that's the best years for anybody. And
yeah, because he was learning. He was making tracks, 150 tracks for 15K.
Yeah,
he was learning. He was connecting with people.
Yeah,
he was moving around. He was moving around in different cities. The dude has been here in Vegas for 2 years. I have no doubt that he will get a big residency somewhere in Vegas.
Yeah, because I had I.R.O.A.D and they shut down.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
hey, you won though. You won.
Yeah,
you won at the end of the day.
But it just takes time, and you really just you need to give yourselves time, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, like, and I'm sure those 20 minutes when you were waiting for a response, that must have been the longest 20 minutes ever, right?
Not really. I mean, well, okay.
He's like, I want to go to a PB and came back.
No, man. Like,
you have to amp my shit up, man. You got to be like, yo, I was dying.
I was sweating bullets.
For me, with that, it was just like, I already was.
Were you over it by then? You were just like, fuck it, man. Let me see what these guys say.
I was used to it because, I mean, I would send Diplo tracks and he would maybe respond maybe a month or maybe like a couple weeks later. He was like, yo, these are dope or whatever. And that would be it. So to me, I'm knowing they're touring. I know they're busy, so I'm not really pressed about it.
Right.
Just because I want that to be an avenue, that's not my only avenue. I'm gonna work on this other shit, and if it happens over here, then that's all good.
So then you get the contract, and what do? You send it to your lawyer to review.
Everything checked out. Only thing we had to adjust was the percentages, because my homegirl, Miles and Blast, like. They only said like a few things on there, just like, a couple phrases, and a lot of the times, because she's been used on like EDM tracks, and she hasn't gotten anything on it.
Right.
So for me, I'm like really really good friends with her. She's like my sis. So I was like, yo, I want to make sure you get some fucking percentages off this shit. So I had them like tweak it out and make sure she got like some writers and everything, and we worked it out, and that was it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So when you work out, like let's say you have a deal like that, or you have a beat and someone wants to put it out, and you guys work out the points. Does your lawyer work that out? You work that out?
Yeah, we work that out. That's it.
And there's writing credit, right? There's two different credits, right?
Publishing.
There's publishing
and masters.
And masters.
Yeah.
One is what, performance based? Or
So
the music. One is the music itself.
Yeah.
And the other one is like the writing.
Like the overall, like the masters is that you. Like, who owns that track or how many people own that track.
Right.
Like, a lot of these labels, they'll go for 100% of mastering because they want to own that shit for like, the contract is for like 10 years, I think.
So is it rare for a producer to have any ownership?
Yeah, you really have to fight that, especially if you're like a new producer coming out. Yeah. A lot of the times. Like,
but the writing credit is definitely that's
included, like the writers and the publishing and everything. That's that's a part of it. But
what's the standard points? Like, what is it? The points 100?
The standard is 100.
So like, how many points does a producer get? 50?
Right. I mean, there's not really many points. It's all percentage based now. It's all percentage.
So what's the percentage? What's the typical percentage for a producer to get?
I'm not even sure with working with rappers or anything. Like, all my releases have been like EDM shit. So. Is
that usually like 50-50 kind of? Or?
Well, the masters is 50-50. Like, the master will be 50-50. The publishing will be 50-50. And then the writers, depending on how many people help with the record, either it'd be 100% or it'll be 50-50 with, this other producer that I made it with or anything like that. Or if I had, had a vocalist on it or something, and I want to break them off with something, then I'll break them off with some percentages.
But you don't have to do that, right? If you don't want.
I mean, if you're an asshole.
Yeah, it's for the artist. I have a quick question though.
Technically, you can just give them a performance fee.
Yeah,
you can one-time fee, and that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Like if let's say you did scratches on the record, you could be like, yo, here's 500 for the scratches.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, and that's like a.
That's nice of you though, man, for you to do that.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if we're all creating it together, I feel like we deserve to be put on it together.
Do you limit as how many people you put on a record, like or do you just Yeah, it doesn't matter if it takes 100 artists to finish this record and make it great.
I don't think it takes 100 artists to make it great.
I mean, shit.
I
you get what I'm saying? I'm being exaggerating, but
I know
20 artists.
I beg to differ.
I mean,
beg to differ.
Pop music, man. They'll have like endless writers and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Do you have a
you ever
limit?
seen that video on like Zed the Middle?
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, even like Rihanna records and
Yeah.
everything. It's like mad writers on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not even sure because that shit sounds like a crazy ass situation to fucking figure out. You know, I'm not even familiar with it to be like, yo, okay. But I work pretty simple. Like I got this person. Like if I think this person sounds dope on it, then I'm gonna reach out to them. Then that's just it.
Do you search for new talent online on like YouTube?
I'm always listening because of my radio show that I do like every Monday on Sirius. It's like the globalization sessions, and I'm always searching for like Moombahton, Afrobeat, Bailafunk, just everything. So I'm always looking on like YouTube, SoundCloud, everything, just all types of producers. I don't care if they got 100 followers or anything. Like if they got some dope shit, I'm gonna put it on there. And if I feel like, oh man, this person's dope, I would like to collab with him, then I'll hit him up. It's not a big deal to me.
Have you done ghost production before?
Long time ago.
Like early 2010s?
Yeah, like 2007 or whatever. But I didn't like it. Because
What do you mean?
I didn't like it because basically I was giving them my sound. So if I was producing for other people, be like, oh, well, your record sounds like that.
Right.
That your record sounds like such and such record. And I'm just like, it to me it felt whack, man, because the person I was doing it for, I ended up overhearing a conversation of him trying to take credit from another producer at the time because he recorded vocals for it, but he was really trying to take away the producer credit for the cat.
Wow.
And really just trying to give him a very small co-production. I was like, nope, this ain't for me. Can't do it.
Did any of your productions blow up? Your ghostwriting productions that you did?
Nah, they didn't really do shit. Just
Not ghostwriting, but
I mean,
Ghost
ghost
production,
production.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Nah, like they kind of did whatever they did and they kind of just went out. But they never blew up anything, which I'm kind of glad for.
'Cause I know you'd probably be pissed.
Trust me, after the whole situation and everything, I just distanced it, and then I really couldn't do anything about the records I had already did.
do ghost producers get publishing? No. Typically, no, right?
I mean, some of the ghost producers, you won't see them credited as produced by such and such. You'll just see them kind of like in the writers, or sometimes they'll just flat out pay for a track and that's it.
So just be kept anonymous.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they won't get any royalties off that shit. They just I'm giving you $5K
Right.
for this beat and that's it. That's the end of that transaction. So if that record blows up, they fucked.
For real, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
So you have a deal with Matt Decent. Are you required to make a certain amount of songs or?
No, I mean it's just I have a good relationship.
It's like
with
a production deal.
Yeah, so I have a good relationship with him. So if I have something that fits whatever they like, then they'll go for it. If it doesn't, I can take it to wherever. Like I have a really good relationship with that team.
They get like first dibs on everything.
Yeah,
Much.
Definitely. Yeah, because like I talk to them pretty regularly, so it's always easy working with them. Like when we do like the deals when the tracks get picked up for like TV and what was it last year? I think we got picked up by like VH1 and the Video Music Awards and shit.
Yeah.
Like those deals and those transactions are always super super simple. So.
That's dope because you're not in a situation where they own your production.
No, they'll hit me up. They'll hit me up with the email. He's like, "Yo, they'll such and such wants to pay this and that for the track. What do you think?"
It's like licensing, right?
Yeah, and there's licensing.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing that these other producers don't pay attention to.
What kind of payday is that when these TV shows or movies are doing it?
It all depends.
Really, on their budget, pretty much.
Yeah,
and then how
on the
much you
show's
want to be a
budget.
part of it.
These shows are always going to try to lowball you.
Right.
But if you get a really good deal, you can get up to like 20K. Yeah.
For them to just use it on the show.
Like it's crazy. It's such a huge gap. You can either get 500 for it or you can get 20K. So it's
Fuck.
Yeah.
so you never know what kind of offer you're gonna get. It's just whether or not you want to renegotiate for better terms.
Right.
That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
I like all this shit. It's amazing.
I mean, yeah, it's a totally different world from DJing. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun for me outside of that because at least I can, whatever idea I have, I can give them, and if they like it, they like it. If not, whatever. But if I have two places I can go with it. I can either go to the licensing shit or go to artist route. Mm-hmm. So and that's a nice avenue to have because a lot of cats, they just hold on to shit, or they don't have the option to be like, oh, I have a good relationship with this label, let me hit them up,
Right.
Like it took me a long time to get that kind of a connect and build that kind of relationship to where I can just do that. So I mean, I know I have it a lot easier than most, but that shit still was fucking hard as hell to get.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your process while producing? Is it like you give yourself like, oh, I gotta make 3 beats a day, or is it like whenever you get inspired, or how do you fulfill that?
I mean, if I'm making, I just make whatever. Like sometimes I'll make something in 5 minutes. Sometimes I'll make something and it'll take like maybe like a couple days or a week to kind of get to it, especially with me traveling around because I use a desktop. So I don't have a laptop that I take on the road with me and produce with. Mm-hmm. So whenever I get back home, I rest and I start just working on ideas. And if it sounds dope, then I'll just keep on with it. I think the hardest part with production is getting past the 4-bar loop. Like you make a dope ass 4-bar loop and this shit's banging. But where you gonna go with it? You got to build on it. You got to make sure.
How many layers? What instruments? Drum sounds, all of that.
Yeah, everything.
What do you usually start with? What loop do you start with? Like a bass line, horns,
melody.
Melody is obvious, but yeah.
Yeah, it's all different.
Suck a dick.
Honestly, man, I always approach it different. Like I know I'm friends with a lot of different producers, and I ask them their process, and a lot of them they'll have like a template that they'll open, and they have their sounds and things like that, and I can't do that. Like I feel like if I just use the same exact template that I had for this last one, it's gonna sound like that last one.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's harder, man, essentially. But I start from scratch all the time.
And you're banging out remixes at the same time too, right?
Yeah, because I was doing a lot of bootleg shit. I did like some remixes for Anna Luno, this is probably a couple years ago, some shit. I've done a lot of remixes, and then the DJ City shit,
right?
With like the Puro Party stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that stuff.
How'd you link up with DJ City?
Honestly, one of my goals was to work for DJ City.
Right.
So I was like,
why? For what reason?
Yeah, why would you want to work?
There is.
Whoa!
That was a joke. That was a joke.
DJ City, shout out to you guys. Love you guys.
Don't
listen. Never's been reckless all day today.
No.
You heard that, Phenom?
Hi, Quickie.
I was joking. Quickie.
Shout out to Styles.
Jesus Christ.
We just lost the beats.
I love those guys, man. I'm just joking. No. That was a jokey joke.
It was a jokey joke.
No, honestly, I really wanted to work with them just because they were on the pulse of the culture. Mm-hmm. Like when it came to DJing, when it came to like dealing with like record labels and shit like that. Yeah, you can see through time they were always about their business. Right. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm gonna fuck with a DJ pool and a team like that, I want to fuck with a team that has their shit together like that. Like I want that shit tight, man.
From a production standpoint, there's so many outlets, right?
Yeah.
Of earning money and just staying productive and active, right? So like one outlet would be like you going back to TV. What is the benefits of that? Just kind of like if you have just like a couple spare beats, you can just kind of bank them off and get rid of like, like some C-, C+ beats and you can put it to the side.
Yep.
Right. So then that's being active.
Yeah.
And why I'm bringing this up is that, for producers, you want to make as much money off of everything you're doing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So there are tiers to what you can do. So a top tier thing would be you creating a song from scratch with artists that you're working for, complete creative control, and that would be tier 1.
Right.
That would be something you care about the most.
Yeah.
That would be something you put the most heart and energy in.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
And then tier 2 would be like outside production, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Producing something for maybe you make a beat and you're like, I don't completely love this. but it's really good and it's relevant right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to an artist and see if they're gonna bite at it.
Right.
And then let's say after a few months, if no one's biting, it moves down a tier a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Am I kind of
Well, yeah. You just the whole goal in this industry is to stay busy.
Right.
You know,
and just make money so like, you know, when you're making all these beats, if I'm making 50 beats a month, you know,
I don't want a fucking regular job, man.
Yeah.
You know, like I've been out of like 9 to 5 work since 2011. You know, like that's a huge ass gap, man.
It's a huge accomplishment. What it is, yeah.
Yeah.
That you can do that off of production. This is why I want to kind of let producers know that you're not limited. You can do
anything you wanna
remixes,
do.
and then the third tier will probably be remixes, right? And then the fourth would be maybe edits.
Yeah.
And then the fifth would be like, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, I was only making edits just because they helped me in the club.
Right.
You know, like I was, you know, playing local. I was playing the same clubs every fucking week, so I don't want to play the same shit every time. So I had to figure out how I wanted to present it. So that's how the edits came through. You know,
and then you can also share those with DJ City.
Yeah, exactly.
And all of that stuff.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then, and then I just think it's interesting. So when you look at all of those, is that how your brain works? Like this is a tier 1 beat, or like this is a tier 4 beat, or does everything filter at tier 1 and then kind of go down?
I mean, I can hear it and I know what it is.
Yeah,
like I can hear and be like, yeah, this one's going to that. Or this one, oh man, this one's dope as fuck. I'm gonna keep it for this.
Have you ever had a beat that you wanted to? You're like, this is an original joint. This shit is so hot. I'm gonna get an artist to sing on it. I'm gonna do it, and then you just couldn't figure it out. You couldn't get it going.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
A lot of times, just can't do anything with it.
And then how do you do that? Do you send it to other producer friends? Do you take a listen to this. What do you think? I've been like, here's 2 versions. Like I wrote this and I wrote. The only reason why I'm saying this is because when I was doing production, I would go through the same thing. I would make a beat and I'd be like, yo, that's dope. It's missing something, but I don't know what the fuck it's missing.
Right.
And then I would like either put it on the side, because I think the worst thing that you ever do is try to force it to work.
Yeah, exactly.
So like what I used to do with design work, like I feel the same way about designing. Mm-hmm. So if I design something and I felt like it's missing something, I'd put it on the pending wall.
Yeah.
So you have beats that are like pending.
Yeah.
Sometimes a pending wall can have 30 designs.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're walking down the street, you see a bus pass by, you see an advertisement on the bus. You're like, holy shit, that's the color I was looking for.
Right.
And then you add that color to the design, you take it off the wall, and then you start making it. Mm-hmm. But the same thing happens in a beat where you could be in a cab and all of a sudden they play this song and you're like, oh my God, I needed maracas.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I needed maracas for that one beat that was on pending, right?
Yeah.
So
I've had beats that I've made back in 2015 and I just finished, and I actually just finished it like this year. Right. Just because I was like, yo, this is dope. Yeah. And you know, it sat. But then I revisited it again. I'm like, yo, I have a whole new set of ears
perspective.
Now. Yeah, exactly. You know, all that time, and I'm like, yo, I can do this with it. I can do that. And now it's a real fucking track now. Yeah. Like this. Yeah, I just did that shit like a week ago.
That's great.
Yeah.
So like when you go through with like, damn, I got something on this track. There's something there, but I'm missing something. Yeah. Do you typically just hold on to it, or would you send it to somebody?
I'll try to send it to anybody that I have, that I feel like it fits. Like if I can't figure out who it goes to, then I'll ask a second opinion or something. I'll ask like a few homies to see what they. How
often do you ask for a second opinion? Like I wonder like how many DJs, because there's so much ego involved, right? And then
I like feedback, man. Like that's the thing. You can't be against feedback, man. Like if somebody tells you, hey, maybe you need to do this different, right. And maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. But the fact is, you got to be open to that type of shit. Like if you're so quick to be on the defensive about somebody critiquing your shit, you're not built for this, like at all. Let's say your track does get passed, and then somebody writes to it and it gets out there. I've seen plenty of tracks do that, and everybody's like, nah, that shit's fucking garbage. That shit's whack. That beat is whack. Right. Then what? That's their opinion, but still, you got to be hard. You got to pause. You got to be you got to be built like strong for this shit, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can't.
You gotta have thick skin.
Yeah,
you gotta put it out there.
Period.
I always say, and then you know what? if we were gonna circle back,
Yeah.
I would say the same thing about your DJ routines on Instagram.
Yeah.
You just kind of got to put it out there.
Exactly.
If you try to perfect it and have it be this perfect thing, it actually builds a little bit more of fear in you, because you think as time goes on, you feel like it has to be a higher tier.
Right, exactly.
It's like, oh my God, I'm becoming a better producer. More industry people are looking at me. Now the routine that I'm going to put has to be even more mega.
Yeah.
When in actuality, you should just put out what you think is good.
Yeah, work as hard as you can.
Yeah.
For right now.
Yeah.
And if you feel like is good.
Yeah.
You know, put it out.
So then we're gonna see more routines from you then.
Definitely.
Hope so.
Okay.
Definitely.
Dope.
Well, okay. So I've just been traveling a lot. So I mean, I've been doing a lot of routines on the fly, but I just use my phone just to record. So right now I just moved into this spot about a month ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, I haven't really set up anything to do like any video. So that's why I haven't done any routines.
Soon.
Coming.
It's coming though.
Yeah,
You gonna
definitely.
be
I
looking.
got a bunch of shit that I've been like wanting to put out there, but I just haven't. I mean, anybody that's seen me in the club or at these different things I've DJed, they've heard me do them.
It's funny. Since we're on routines, we never got to the Craze story.
What?
How you and Craze linked up.
I mean, it was just through that track. He was hitting me up. He was like, "Bro, that shit's dope as fuck." Because he liked the style. Because I guess at the time nobody was doing anything like it. So he was like, "Yo, man, this is dope." And off of that, on the inside, I'm over here geeking, man. Like that's fucking crazy. Like I remember being like a freshman in high school and watching the DMC video on on the videotape and everything. So for him to be like, "Yo, this shit's dope," like man. So off of that, like we just kept communicating, and it was always cool, man. It wasn't anything forced. It wasn't me trying to figure out what he's doing or trying to, always talk to him. Because you have, you have some people like, oh well, I know this person now, so I'm always gonna hit him up.
Right.
But it was never on some shit like that.
That's Jamie right there.
That's me.
And yeah, okay. So I got booked to do like this private wedding, like for somebody like. And I don't do weddings, man. Like I used to do that like a long time ago, and somebody was like, "Yo, I'll pay you whatever you want."
Right.
And this was in Miami. I was like, "All right, cool." So I told him, I was like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna be out there. You got anything?" He's like, "Yo, I can," because he has this party that he does with Louis Arson, Ripe Fruit. That's a dope party. It's like selection type sounds, hip hop, everything. Global stuff. So he put me on that, and he was like, "Yo, let's work on some tunes." And usually, I work better if somebody just sends me stems and I can just kind of geek out and do whatever. We were in the studio for like 2 hours, man, and we made a whole entire track.
Nice.
Like, I don't really work with people like that. So that shit was pretty dope. I was like, man, yo, I think we need to make another. And he's like, bro, why don't we just make a whole project? And that was it. It was a natural thing.
Man.
It wasn't forced. Yeah.
It's dope. When was that actually?
Last year's October. Yeah.
What goes into something like that when you team up with somebody?
I mean,
in the project,
it's just
because the marketing. You gotta talk about the marketing. You gotta talk about Then it's got to go to a booking phase, right?
Yeah.
Where things get booked.
We have all that stuff figured out. I mean, we know how it's gonna go, and he has a good team that he works with that understands how it needs to. Be put out there and everything. So I mean,
so there's a whole rollout planned and everything like that.
Yeah. We already have that stuff. Yeah.
You typically not to tell us too much about what's going on. How long have you guys been working on this rollout? And then when do we start expecting to see stuff?
This was probably. I'm trying to think whenever the fuck Miami Music Week was.
Miami Music. That
Was
was
that
probably
like March?
Yeah, March.
Yeah. A lot of shit happened this whole year, so I'm trying to figure out when exactly the shit was. But
Like 5 months ago.
Yeah. So ever since then, we worked on like mad tunes, and then after that, I think I went back in like May, and then we worked on it some more, and like that's when we was like, yo, we definitely got some shit. So yeah, we got about 2 finish. This other one I still need to go finish. Because he was hitting me up the other day. He's like, "Bro, is it done? Is it done?"
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, almost, but it's almost done. I'm a sucker for drums. The drums have to be tight. Everything has to sit right. I'm a huge Dilla fan, and so the way that Dilla said he would like finish his records when he would make the beats. He's like, yo, the beat's already mastered. Like he would make sure all the levels were together, all the sounds and everything. So when a lot of times he gave the rappers the record, the shit was already 2-track. You know, so they didn't have a whole session with the stems and shit. But it sounded like it because the shit he mixed it right, just the beat, and that's the way that I learned how to make my shit that way. So I'm very very meticulous with that shit.
Yeah. You're already putting it all together.
Yeah.
As you're doing it.
Yeah.
Knowing that like this has to be like these hi-hats got to go a little bit more to the right, turn it down a little bit, and I'm gonna layer the snares.
Yeah, I engineered the whole shit. You know, I master it. So
it's dope.
Yeah.
You never send it out?
I barely just started sending the shit I came out with last year, the Brazil thing. That one was mastered by my homie Frank R.O.A.D out in Miami. He worked with like Major Lazer and like Louis Fonzi and Daddy Yankee and shit like that. So like I trusted him, and he's like a really good friend, and he's Dominican, so you know,
connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Hermanos.
Que lo que.
Yeah, but honestly, I told him, I was like, man, I'm used to mastering my own shit, man. So, and he was like, okay. So he would send me it back, and it would sound great. Like he's great, but I was like, bro, I need it to sound a little dirty. He's like, you want to tell me to master it and make it sound dirty? I was like, I know, man. I know it's not what you do, but I need that grit. I needed to sound a little bit dirt. Like, you know, just like a little, like the kick needs to be a little bit punchy, just a little crunchy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just that shit.
Because otherwise it sounds too clean.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I don't want that, you know. I wanted to sound yo.
I want to sound like a synthesizer. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to hit, but I kind of wanted to
How do you dirty it up? You do make another layer and you distort it a little bit, or what?
What I use is you're probably going to pause this shit, but the sausage fattener.
I just...
Yeah, that's the craziest fucking pause we've ever had.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sausage Factory. Pause.
No. Sausage fattener.
Oh,
that's even worse, right?
And they got worse.
No, anybody that's producing, anybody that produces like EDM or whatever, like they know about that. It makes.
I'm sure they know about that.
Yeah,
it just
those EDM guys. Yeah,
it just like makes sure.
Whoever's listening to this podcast out loud, we are sorry.
Those EDM guys love the Sausage Factory.
Yeah, man.
Damn it, man. No wonder.
So you would typically they made it to use for the leads for like the synths and all that shit to make it sound a little crunchier. But I use it for my drums to give it like that punch.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll go like EQ it, and you know I'll mess with the attack or whatever. But that's pretty much how I get my drums to be like real crispy.
So,
interesting.
That's the sausage fattener.
Shit. That's awesome, man. So when do we expect to hear anything?
As soon as I finish it, which should be in like the next week.
So when do you think
probably in a few months or so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Before the year's up, you think, or?
Yeah, I think before the year's out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Before the end
definitely.
of
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's
Can't
dope,
wait to
man.
hear that shit.
It's good to, we'll see how you and Zach share craze.
Yeah.
It's
And we'll fight to the finish.
Oh, what do you call it? Yeah, I think we touched on everything. Pause.
Hey,
Sausage fattener.
Hey, yo, I don't have to say pause after the sausage fattener.
That's the worst fucking pause we've ever had.
I don't have to say
And
pause.
I like how he said before that. He said, you might have to pause this. You might.
I was gonna say pause, just the way he was motioning his fingers with that shit.
Yeah,
Like, hey.
It's because it's a knob. So if you see the plug, it's a knob.
It's a knob.
Yeah.
It's a sausage.
You know what it is. Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Paul,
Peter knows what it is.
Peter knows what it is.
Peter knows what's up.
You got the fat nod right now.
Peter said, I know what it is.
Peter's like, yeah, I know.
I don't think we have to say pause for the rest of August.
So everybody that's been crying about us saying pause, it's done for the rest
It's
of
on
August.
hiatus now.
Yeah, we're done. August is done. Thank
Party
you.
take
Thank
potty
you.
that shit.
We can say anything we want now.
Yeah.
Great. What do you call it? Yo, Spydat.E.K, thank you so much for coming through, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
I'm really looking forward to see. I know this is just the beginning, so I'm really looking forward to see.
Thank you.
You know how everything develops and you progress and everything.
Oh, by the way, we have to apologize because your day when you did Mickey D show, the Nigeria beef happened that day.
Oh yeah,
And
man, that was
so
crazy.
We apologize. Your shit getting
Yo, they went in
bombarded
my
over
head,
there,
bro.
Yeah, pause.
They thought you were DJ City.
Yeah,
It was like, who is this DJ City?
I love that.
Yeah, we kind of like ruined your whole Mickey D's
rollout.
experience, right?
Yeah.
We apologize for that.
I mean, it was a little bit of PR nightmare, but you know,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. That's cool.
because I was getting emails like, what are we gonna do about this?
Do about what?
You didn't hit us up at all. Like you were like, fuck
I
those guys.
didn't even know what to do. Honestly,
fucking
I didn't-
Road podcast.
I didn't,
It's like those fucking guys.
I didn't know where it came from until I think like later that day.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
That shit was
So they think this person is this person, and now people are just blindly going at
Yeah.
I don't
the
know what
whole
your
company.
Cypher sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just
bro.
to give, just to give
happened.
No,
yeah.
everybody was DJ City.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
was DJ
Because
City.
I think I talked to Kaz that day. He was like, bro, they were on my picture because he had a post on there and they were going at him.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, you don't know anything about the Wiz.
Yeah.
DJ City.
It was a nightmare. That was
Just a little backstory. This is when Cypher Sounds and R.O.A.D were on our podcast, and then Cypher went off saying that no one knows WizKid.
Yeah.
And then
But he didn't mean it like that. He was taken out of
saying-
context.
Like
he was talking about the American U.S.
Ignorance.
market and the ignorance of
Yeah.
American people and what we listen to.
Yeah.
And basically was saying that
And-
anyway, Nigeria, all of Nigeria and the whole Afrobeats community went at us, and they went after
they got
DJ
a
City.
snippet. They
Yeah.
didn't even watch the whole thing. They got like a
A minute.
like a minute
It was like
snippet, and that
47
was
seconds.
it.
And the snippet
was
that
it.
they got, they actually cut off our logo from the video. So the only logo that showed up was DJ City.
So that Monday that everything happened, you were doing Mickey D show, and then
Yep.
it just went to
Yo.
shit.
Yeah, they were going at DJ City pretty like crazy on Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram. I think I got like a couple DMs and shit too.
Did you get any death
Yeah.
threats? Because we did.
Yo, a couple of them found their way to my page and then started like sending me like DMs and talking shit and like a couple of my posts or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it went away.
I had
So we apologize for that, man.
we're sorry for that.
Yeah, Styles was like, "God damn it," on this day. But yeah, we apologize for that.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
it's all good.
But yo, thanks again for coming through, man. We appreciate,
Appreciate
it.
you, man.
Spydat.E.K.
No doubt.
And you can find this video on youtube.com/Road Podcast every Friday. Hit the notification bell, like, comment, and subscribe. And
then also we should mention our 100th episode, right? That's
oh
coming
yeah, we
out.
should. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, man.
So we got our 100th episode coming up for 9/11, and we're gonna record it live at the Mickey D show
Oh, dope.
on Monday, the 9th of September.
The
September
9th.
9th.
You should come out if you have a chance.
Yeah, you know you're
Yeah, yeah.
invited, bro.
Come
Hey,
hang out
I'm
then,
down. I'm down.
I think we're gonna have a live stream on
Yes.
Facebook,
on Facebook.
Yeah, mhm.
Yeah.
and then I think we're gonna have all the homies come through. It might
All-
be a bit of a shit show.
It's gonna be.
It's funny.
You
You have a
never
bunch of
know
people
what.
talking shit in the comment section.
Yo, shout to the comment section, but you never know what you're gonna get. R.O.A.D will be in the building, so you know it's gonna be viral.
Oh shit.
All the homies, yeah. I mean, we're gonna hit up. It's gonna be in LA, so we're gonna try to hit up all our LA
A
homies
lot of
and,
invites. will
and
be
really
going
just
out.
have it like an open mic forum where
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah,
just
just comes
comes
around.
through and talk.
Talks.
And then I think we wanted to do like a little bit of a scratch session at
Set
the
up
end.
tables and just
Yeah, but I think
Damn.
we're avoiding some of the music
Oh, yeah.
just because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
some of the
The
publishing
copyright
rights.
shit,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unless you want to send us one of your original beats, and we can scratch over that.
yeah. That we'll do that. Perfect.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, we need a beat for Road Podcast.
Yeah.
Can you help us
Hey,
with an intro
I got-
for
I got-
videos?
yeah. I got
A
beats.
theme song for
Yeah, I
a
got
theme
beats.
beat. for
Give us one of your like TV show tracks that you hate or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Just
Like
some
D
hip-hop
minus
shit.
tier.
when
Word.
you're throwaways.
Tier 8,
Oh,
whatever.
real quick. Actually, I made the theme song for Rebel Pop Radio in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made a little twerk intro,
Yeah.
track for them to use on the show.
Yeah.
So shout out
That's
to them.
dope.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm open to that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we keep
I was-
getting flagged.
I just don't. I don't want that call from him. Like, all right, man, that's cool, but what's good with the money?
Do it.
Can't get this beat for free.
This fat sausage.
Did you run these beats through the
Sausage
sausage
fat?
But thanks for coming through, man.
Appreciate
and
it.
then we're out, right? Shout out to DJ City.
I love you,
Shout out
DJ
to
City.
DJ City.
I love you, DJ City and Don Julio. And Beats by Dre.
No, you need to say that again after what you said.
I love you, DJ City.
Peace.